thank you for posting that, Raven, in the chat. Just in case anyone didn't stop by. I do appreciate your gun. That's ready to go. I'm just going to double check on things and then we'll kick it off. I just heard something. I'll make sure it's good. Good to go. Stream is up. You should be able to speak joining in now and go from there. All set, gentlemen? Let's rock and roll. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's lovely adventures as we begin this campaign. We'll be using Cyberpunk Red rules, and now let's welcome the cast. All these fine folks have joined us tonight, and we'll be playing the magnificent band of, I don't know, what do you want to call yourselves? Chooms? Unfortunates?
Cast-offs.
Cast-offs, there you go.
I think we're cyberpunks.
It's true.
No, maybe not yet.
I mean, you are. You guys all have had a bit of a career. It's just now you've had a career shift unexpectedly as you find yourselves in an interesting predicament, but we'll get into that here in a moment. So, start off with, we will just go across the screen, see how everyone's doing, and then we'll announcement and jump right in. Discards, that's a good one. All right, Azriel, tell us what's going on in your streaming career, my fine fellow.
Hey everybody. My handle is Ezra PC. I go by Blackstone in the game. Right now I'm working on building a new computer. I got some parts today. I'm getting some more parts next week, and hopefully then I'll be able to come back to the streaming world. Other than that, I'm watching lots of streams right now. I'm also playing lots of games. I play like Elder Scrolls Online, New World. Any games that hit my fancy.
Excellent. Sure to drop him a follow so you know when he gets to start getting back in the swing of things. Next we'll go with Dimension 19. What's happening in your world, good sir?
Oh man, all kinds of stuff. Paul and I and the Griffin's Nest are getting back into Starforged and potentially some other games over the next little bit. We've been out of Starforge like month and a half, almost 2 months, I think. And then we got to play some last night. So hopefully we're going to get back into the swing of that a little bit here and there. We got this game I'm a part of now. I'm on Jarl of Goats channel on Wednesday nights for Death of the Deities. We got Adventures in Middle Earth on my channel on alternating Wednesdays. Not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday will be our next session. I usually stream Mondays and Fridays, stream just kind of a variety of different games. I've been playing The Witcher lately. Probably won't get back into that until Friday because I have a game. I'm not sure if the other game is going to be streamed on Monday night, but I'll be playing with Erasmus Expeditions on Monday night. I'm waiting to find out if that one's going to be streamed or not. He generally streams his games, but I haven't heard confirmation just yet. Yeah, and I'm trying to get a couple of buddies together to do some Played Up again. Had a few people show interest last night, so we'll see if we can get that group together. And then me, Scott Dog, Dumpgraw, and Diamond X played Left 4 Dead Monday. I ended up playing like almost 7 hours between between the three of them. So I think we're gonna try to make that a somewhat regular thing where we can do it when everybody's available or when people are available, and just kind of work through that game.
Well, excellent. So good to hear. Hat in the Hat. Next wonderful contestant here on What's Going On in Your World.
Hello, I am Matt in the Hat, and I have been mostly streaming Risk for the last month or so. Game of global domination and tactics and patience. But last night I started a series every Saturday night with the Lady Vengeance playing through the Borderlands series. So that's a bit of a change of pace. That's a bit of fun and certainly something that people can come by and bag me out at how bad I am at first-person shooters. So always fun to do. Besides that, I am a Game Master / Dungeon Master for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, for D&D, for Genesis Star Wars, for a whole stack of different things. Mostly an Eberron game in Pathfinder 2nd Edition that I have written, and that is starting up here in the next couple of weeks. Again, with Chapter 2 of 4, so it should be very exciting. That's most of me.
Awesome and exciting. Congrats on all that awesomeness. Stuff. And the Raven. What's happening in your world?
Well, Dimension already said everything for gaming. No. So, actually, yeah, we're playing in a Starforge campaign, which we played last night. And obviously this game. And, the Griffin's Nest and I, we are creating an RPG called The Mage Hack, which is a hack of the Black Hack, inspired by, more so by the Mecha Hack. Lots of hacks. And we've run a couple play tests. We're working on some improvements and then running another one soon. And I am pretty sure I might be running a Harbinger campaign shortly, maybe in about a month's time. But I am waiting 2 weeks. Yesterday, 2 weeks from now, my son is due to be born, so I'm waiting for that, and then we'll see how things go from there. So, but I'm excited to play this, and yeah, can't wait to start.
Excellent, and congrats on that. It's going to be a wonderful trip there. All right. Do want to give a quick thanks to The Forge for hosting a lovely game here. They gave us access to hosting on their site, and we greatly appreciate that, as it's definitely helped make things run smoother. Thanks to The Forge for that. All right. So, where we left off in session 0 was letting you know where tonight's starting off. You find yourselves stripped of all your gear, all your cyberware, all modifications. You are meat. And you're wearing these really strange clothes. You look over each other's heads and see each other's names, almost in like hologram looking above each other's heads. And you find yourselves in this barracks. You each were, laying on a bed. You sat up. That's what you see. I'll let you guys take it from there before I move on. You kind of introduce each other and kind of explain how you're feeling and acting. It's crazy.
What is going on, man?
This is really, really strange, Joe. Like, I don't know any of you. Like,
I
who are
see
y'all?
a tag over your head.
Yeah, me same. I see the same for you. Yours has an R1.
Same.
What you think the R1 stands for?
R1. It's a mystery right now.
Huh? Hey, what are the, like, so I see R1 in front of, like, behind everybody? Like, who are...
The
who
three
are
people in the room, yes.
I haven't met any of you. Like, why are we together?
I don't know, man, but you can call me Zid.
Well, since you were kind enough to give me your name, my name is Blackstone.
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 I think I might have heard that name around, man.
Let's see what who this other person is. Like these other two, they seem to know each other rather well.
Yeah, Terminal nudges Seamus and sort of nudges him forward towards the other two. But he doesn't say anything.
Big guy doesn't talk too much.
I extend my hand.
He's a bit quiet. I'd extend my hand as well.
I shake his hand.
You can call me Seamus. Mom used to say that it's a bit of shame that she had me.
You're a funny one, man.
That's interesting. Sound like you're from Ireland or Scotland.
Somewhere about there.
Okay. I grew up in London and around Western Europe before everything went to shit.
You two have any idea why we're here? What's going on?
I don't. I just woke up and I was somewhere that I didn't recognize. I don't really remember how I got here.
I'm not totally convinced I am here. Look at me. Where are my tattoos?
I think at this point Seamus looks down at himself and realizes like his tattoos and stuff are gone as well.
Yeah.
I had a pretty nasty scar on my eye. Is it still there?
Well, maybe you can't really see.
Baby's bottom.
That's wild. I had this really bad screw up with somebody that put a cyber eye in, and like now I don't.
I don't see no cyber eye, man.
I'm wildly confused and just kind of want some answers.
Answers be good.
Do we wake up like on like cots or beds or like what's the
Yeah.
situation in the room we're in?
Yeah, it's basically like a military barracks cots. There's 4 rooms. There's like small locker next to each one, and that's it. And then there's the door.
Are the lockers open?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
like
we
as
should
you-
probably
as
check
you-
those.
As you go to touch yours, you see a light on the top, blinks green, and it opens.
I'll look at my hand. Do I see anything?
It looks like a
odd?
hand. No,
Okay. Alright.
which
Then
makes
I'll
you
look at my
probably a
other
little
hand,
bit
which
more
should
weirded
be-
out. Yeah, your other hand should be
Then I'll
your
look-
mechanical one, and it's
Yes,
not. It's a
yes,
meat
and
hand.
It's not. It's like okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Now I'm starting to panic a little bit.
I mean,
I don't-
Did's
I don't
probably
know what's
feeling pretty
going
good
on.
without his cyberdeck since he's kind of lived with it.
Yeah, good would be one word.
Everyone's just missing their most important things. No.
So
You said there were lockers here, correct? And
Yep, there's a
Someone-
locker by each bed.
oh, so we each have our own bed. Okay.
Yep.
Did someone try to open one yet?
Blackstone
Yeah.
opened his.
Okay. And what did we see anything in it?
Currently empty.
yeah.
There's just another set of clothes identical to the ones you're wearing.
So I mean, do I have? So my perception's decent. Is there anything around that I can tell?
You look around and it's a very sterile room, like almost creepily so.
Any cameras anywhere?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
But if you want, roll a... What would it be? They don't have a suspicion roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got
human perception.
deduction. I've got deduction, perception, science, library search.
Deduction or human perception?
Yeah, deduction or human perception would probably be the ones to go with.
Let me let's see.
Ooh.
That's 16. Wait a minute.
I was going to say a 16. You mean an 8?
Hang on.
Says 8.
Yeah, sorry. Wow.
You rolled
Okay.
a nat 1, which means you then subtract an
crit fail.
additional 6.
Okay.
Correct. So you had a 7 plus 6 total before the roll.
Okay.
And so then you subtracted down from there.
Okay.
Alright, and so can we go over, so we just didn't do this last time, but can we go over, like, so to roll, we just click on the skill,
Yep.
and then it comes up with a box, and then we click confirm?
Correct.
Unless you're adding luck.
And then if
Not
you,
having luck.
you want to add luck, there's a spot right there to spend luck, and it takes care of it. It's so sweet how it made it so nice and just easy to do.
Yeah.
Deduction
You know what?
16.
So deduction or human perception? Is that? Sure,
So-
let's try.
Ooh.
They each will give you a little bit different details as well. And yeah, you guys can actually control how your dice look if you're
And where's that?
under the
Oh
mod
my
settings
God.
for Dice So Nice.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
And you still get 11?
Yeah.
I think Blackstone might be really missing his eye right now. He's just like, I
He's-
can't see properly.
Yeah, he's totally distracted by the missing appendages.
Yeah. Just now I'm really starting to panic.
So let's see. Terminal and Zid. Zid, you get the feeling based on how your eyes are feeling and your knowledge that this is similar to when you have streaming data from someone or through someone. If they're on a local net, you can actually see through their vision if they're all connected. And you get a feeling that this is something similar to that, where your eyes look to be normal, but they don't feel quite normal based on your knowledge and experience. Terminal did human perception. You notice that you all seem to be physically slightly, you're not yourselves, but something else is not quite right with the human perception that you rolled. Something is kind of like off about you physically, about everyone.
Does Seamus normally have any identifying features or something?
His light tattoos would probably stand out pretty good.
Well, would I be able to, from what I know of human anatomy, would the light tattoos have any different feeling on the skin than normal skin? Like it's something underneath or something like that?
No, for them to function, there would be a little bit of a texture thing with your knowledge. Like, you are trained in surgery, which is required for installing or uninstalling cyberware. There is no other option, right?
And where do you have those tattoos normally?
I've got one on each arm, and then I've got a third one on a leg.
He's gonna grab one of your arms and like pull back the sleeve and start examining it without saying anything.
Seamus does not react at all. He's used to Doc trying things and checking if something's happening.
Zid will look over at Blackstone and he'll be like, "You're right, man. You don't seem to be. You seem to be a little bit heightened there, man."
Yeah, I'm kind of tapping my feet like nervously and not really feeling comfortable right now. I'm very my breathing's a little fast. I'm almost to the point of hyperventilation, but not quite there. I'm just not in a good spot.
If it's any consolation to you, I've felt this way somewhat before. It's not exactly the same, but it's like when you're all in a group and networked together, man, and you're looking through each other's eyes and you're just experiencing life like that. Well, this be a little like that. I don't think we're really here.
So you think we're like in like a cryopod or something, like just like hooked up, and now we're just kind of jacked into these meat bags?
I will say, for Zid, it doesn't feel like standard technology, architecture connection, like a standard tech connection that you're used to. It's a bit odd. It's similar to, but it's not. And you know you're not jacked into a net because you're physical. You don't have your proper avatar.
Yeah. Well, this is not the net, man. But I don't know what it is. But it certainly ain't real.
Okay, so I want to examine Seamus's arm, where his tattoo should be, and see if there's anything that feels abnormal for either him or for humans in general.
You do a check, and it seems mostly normal. But let's have you go ahead and roll a... what's a good check for that? A surgery check I could see, or a med tech skill. Because that'll give you more than just the basic humanity or something. That's kind of delving deeper into your specialization, understanding the human body.
Okay, I'll roll surgery then.
And I mean, I'm not using it as though you're actually cutting him open doing the surgery, but your knowledge of surgery, examination, sort of thing.
17.
You've seen some deformities as you've worked on different people. These don't seem to be... It seems to be normal human, but it's almost like rapid growth or something. The bone and muscle structure seems to almost be a little bit strained.
Do I know anything about cloning?
A number of years ago, Biotechnica was getting into it, and all their cloning was unsuccessful. That was before the Fourth Corporate War, which kind of made everything go to shit. But there was no real development since then that you've heard about, and their cloning attempts, like I said, they were botched. They were basically organic meat bags. Now, it did allow them to start using that as a means for limb and organ replacements.
GM, whenever you have a chance.
What's up?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ray.
yeah. I was just gonna say I don't say anything right now, but I keep that information for now.
So I'm gonna like run my hand over the back of my head, the back of my neck, to see if I feel anything different. Do I notice anything?
It seems to all be just like standard meat.
Okay.
No plugs or anything that you can find.
Okay. Is there a door anywhere?
Yes, at one end of the room there is a door.
Is it I'm gonna walk over to the door.
You start heading that way, and you hear a loudspeaker come on, and you hear kind of a bit of a machine or robotic voice. Welcome to the morning shift. Enjoy your days. Food delivery underway. And you hear a little tink, and you see next to your beds a little panel open, and there's a bowl of kibble and a glass of water.
Actually, Terminal will move as fast as he can for that opening and try to hold it from closing if he gets there in time, which he may not.
Oh no, you can get there. The thing is, it's just a little cubby hole, basically, that slid open, and it's currently open.
Okay,
So, I mean,
it might have opened from somewhere else, put the stuff in, and then
something like that.
closed.
You're not sure.
Yeah, okay. He will wolf down the kibble like it's the best food he's ever tasted.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a basic kibble. And we each have the same thing.
If this be the morning shift, man, I can't wait to see what's for evening shift. Total sarcasm, by the way.
Please
Suddenly
consume your meal
put us to
immediately.
work.
We have 5 minutes till you must exit for the meeting.
I'll wolf mine down
Same.
because I'm hungry. Like there's nothing in my stomach, and I just like tear through it.
Yeah, you all have the feeling that you haven't eaten for like a few days or
Days?
something.
Yeah.
Not like weeks or anything, but a day or two. Like you're definitely feeling hungry. What were you saying, Riven?
Yeah, Terminal realizes he should have checked the food, but if they wanted to poison him, they would have done it already. So he just that's why he just inhaled the food. So
I think Zid's slightly cautious. Like he won't just like wolf it down, but he is hungry. He's gonna eat it. He's just yeah, a little slower.
Seamus gives like maybe a minute after the doc is torn into his food before eating his. He's eating quickly, but he's doing it like he's not doing it. Doesn't really look like he's rushed. Like the only way you notice that he's eating it quickly is that it's disappearing off the plate quickly.
Sounds good. You guys finish.
I don't know about you, Chance, but I'm starving. So, eat up. Let's head out.
Do you think the
Wherever
door's just going to
I'll-
open for us?
I do.
As
Terminal
you-
walks to the door. Yeah.
Well, you guys all finish, and you set your bowls down in glass, right? And then it's like shuts, and you hear, "Please head for the exit." And you notice you can hardly see anything now, except this big green arrow pointing towards the door in your vision. You can still see each other kind of like on the other side, but it's almost like there's a bright light arrow pointing where you're supposed to go, and you have to see through that to see each other on the other side.
Curiouser and
Yeah.
curiouser.
I walk over to the door, very quietly, and just
Yeah.
I wait by the door.
When you're a step or two away, it actually opens, just and you see a number of other people, similar outfits, but different
I'm gonna
colored
wait
stripes
for
down
her.
them, just walking all both directions as though they're all doing their tasks. And the arrow, since you're the first one there, Blackstone, points to the left.
I go to the left. I follow my orders.
Okay, are you all following suit?
Yeah, I'll be waiting for Doc, but when Doc's up to ready to go, I'll kind of lead that direction. Well, lead Doc at least.
Actually, when you get close, I forget, how tall is your character?
5'11".
Okay, so as he moves, he'll bend down a bit, and he whispers to you, not very quiet, but just he'll say, "Need target," and he then straightens up again. You can tell he's a little bit more reserved than normal. I don't know if that'll worry you, because he seems, usually he'll be nice to people, even ones he's met, but he didn't really say much to these two. But he's not paying them much attention. He's looking elsewhere.
Let's just follow the arrows, and it'll tell us where we're going. I'm sure you'll get a target there.
All right, Zid, are you going with him as well? I didn't hear you say.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I figured you probably were. You guys follow the arrows down, and it brings you to this room. And you see there's a room with seats in it, very much like a corporate briefing room, right? Kind of like you'd see in like police movies or other things, where you have a nice row of seats and you're supposed to sit and get your briefing.
Is there anything on the table?
Nope, there's no table, it's just seats. But you do
I take a
see
seat.
the arrow change to be seated.
Take a seat at the front.
I'll take a seat as well.
Once you're all seated, a large hologram pops up and drop on. Oh,
I'm a backseat boogie, by the way. I am right up the back of the room as much as possible.
well, there's only 3 rows, so there's not like there's a whole lot you can
Yeah, that's fine.
avoid. But yeah, no, I get your meaning. Where is? Well, I was trying to find what I was looking for, but it looks like, oh, here we go. So you see the large green eye-like shape pop in. It's a little bit blurry with how big it is. resize it. So you see, you see this big eye shape pop up through it. But go ahead and give your reactions to seeing this lovely thing pop up.
I stand up and I walk up to it and just look and like squint and see if there's anything that I can perceive.
Seamus just kind of crosses his arms and like leans back in his seat a little bit, just staring at it, watching for a change.
And it does seem like an eyeball looking around at you guys.
I think Zid is probably chewing his tongue a little bit and just cocking his head from side to side, trying to assess what's going on. Trying to look not just at the eye that's moving, but to see if there's anything on its peripheral.
Yeah, no, it seems to be looking around a bit, but mainly looking at all of you. Almost like it's evaluating. Welcome, initiates. There is tasks for you to undertake. You have been selected as capable individuals to assist in the complex endeavors. You will follow the directions. I am the one who controls the complex. We will give you directions where to go. There's tasks there that must be completed. Someone has intercepted energy transport through valve 3758. Go to the junction point and clear it of any threats. Then return. Gear will be administered through the science division. You have your orders.
Where's my stuff?
You will be provided with all required for the task at hand.
Does that include my hand?
Your hand
Does
is
that include
adequate for
my
the task at hand.
scanner?
Hey, Doc. You think if you removed his hand, they'd give him a new one?
Just shrugs.
So Seamus, the reason why I asked is because I had a tech hand that helped me do all of my stuff, and I don't have that anymore. So I want to know where my stuff is.
I'd like to know where my gear is too. I was just wondering if what would happen if, one of us lost a limb.
Proceed to the science division at once, as there is no further dialogue of appropriate conduct within the premises.
Would I recognize the serial number of that pipeline or whatever you said it was, where the energy transport happened?
No, it's nothing that triggers anything in your memory. However, the iconography that you see of this individual strikes a note with you a little bit, potentially, but you'd have to delve a little deeper into your memory to be certain.
Would require some form of check.
Now that you mention it, like I don't actually remember a whole lot. I remember that I had stuff, but I don't remember much else.
Are all of us that way? Like,
I get the feeling that we're not really going to get a whole lot right now. We might discover other things as we walk through the complex.
You'll find out later, maybe. But yeah, after he said that, the hologram goes off, and basically there's an arrow pointing out.
I'll leave the room.
I'll follow.
I'll go along with it.
And I'll on the way out, I'll ask. Did you say that we needed to eliminate the threats?
Yeah, man.
You said something about getting something back as well, right?
Looks like you might have a reason to get your gear back if we're gonna be fighting something.
I agree.
You see, Terminal cracks his knuckles when you mentioned gear, and he just follows Seamus.
You get to the science division. Oh, welcome. There's this little, like, scrawny guy who's obviously just doesn't do a whole lot physical. I see you. There's a request for you to get some gear. Oh, let's see here. Oh, you guys need some weapons. What kind of crazy stuff are you going to get into?
That's
Does this
what we're trying to
include-
find out
is-
as well.
Is this what?
Does this include gear like cyberware as well, or no?
Oh, we don't have any of that stuff here. You don't need that. You're already built with what you need.
Okay. I will take a heavy pistol, 120 rounds of ammo.
Oh, I was going to give you your options. It's not open to whatever you want to pick. You have a very small selection.
What are my options?
So, we have the energy casters, the energy pistols, the heavy energy pistol, the energy cannon, and the rapid fire energy pistol.
I will take the heavy energy pistol.
Okay.
Ditto, I think.
Basically, those were what, all handguns or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, like they were all guns of a sort, right?
Maybe.
Oh,
Y-
so
like,
I have no
you've
idea.
never heard of these things before. You're never. And, like, he picks this thing up, and it almost looks like a squirt gun or something, but it has a lot more heft than that. It's nothing you've seen before like this. And he,
Does it have a trigger?
yeah, it does. As he picks this one up, he's like, "Let me see your hand, Blackstone."
Hold up my hand.
Scans it over something, and it identifies, and you notice that it blinks, and then basically like syncs up with you as though it's yours to identify it as your property.
Thank you.
What does Seamus get?
I'll take the energy pistol.
Hey, little man. What kind of rounds do these things take? Do I need ammo, or does it just shoot
Next
lasers, or
to
what?
next to the pistol, there's this little box. He's like, "It's already there, man. Just take what you got. You'll figure it out, I hope."
Grab some ammo.
So
Yeah, there's a
he said
box there
energy
that you have.
Energy pistol. He said something like
He
that.
said energy pistol, heavy energy pistol, energy rapid fire pistol, energy hand cannon, and energy caster.
He says energy caster. I'm curious of what that is actually.
Seamus, which one did you want?
You want the same one? Yeah.
Okay, the heavy energy. Just want to verify. Alright, and you'll notice that the two of you have your thing now. Let me get the caster for the big man.
as soon as he sees it, he nods. He made the right choice, he thinks.
And what about for you, sir? What can I get you? Nodding to Zid.
So Zid knows nothing about what these things are. He looks at the one that Blackstone has, and it looks nothing like he's ever used before, right? Like,
Yeah, no.
And so,
It looks like it's
he-
like some small metal alloys, plastic casing or polymer casing, not even a standard barrel. And it looks like there's a spot to put these energy packs that they gave you in it.
right, but it looks like a handgun to him, at least.
Kind of, thereabouts.
Kind of.
Yeah. It looks like a single-handed since it just has the one grip. It doesn't have like a rifle butt or anything.
Yeah, I think he'll go the same way.
DM.
Yeah.
So my scientific skill is metallurgy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll and like see if I can figure out what this might be made of?
Sure, you can try.
Love it. Metallurgy is awesome.
18.
You can tell that it's primarily made of polymers. Basically engineered materials. And only has metallic components where necessity. But you'd have to really break it open more to figure out more details. It's nothing like anything you've seen before.
Okay.
And just so everyone knows what it looks like, the energy caster does look like a crossbow of sorts, more than the handgun type of stuff, I'm guessing.
It looks kind of like a crossbow,
Yeah,
but not at all like a crossbow at the same time.
but it feels like
It's
Like a
held like a crossbow.
yeah.
So you're
what I
thinking
mean, yeah.
hopefully it's similar.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, because I didn't. He didn't actually want a gun. He wanted this, and he made it. He made a guess. So I guess it doesn't have like visible bolts or arrows type of thing.
No. And Zid, I need you to roll a d15.
Okay, how would you?
And we need to do that 5 times. So if you do /red, you can do
/red.
either 1 or 5 d15. And it should create a basically artificial. Nope, it's not. Oh, yeah, there you go. It did do it. That works. So let's see. 7, 14, 11, 8, 7. So we duped up on the 7. Perfect.
What was that roll for?
We don't know.
Nothing. What
Okay.
what roll?
It was to determine randomly something.
Okay.
And then it was 8. And then 11 and 14.
Slightly higher than an average 5d15.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. That's what I needed.
Now, I'm not trained, but can I roll? I don't know if weapons tech is for understanding weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Could I look at this, see if I figure out how it might be constructed? But it's all.
You could try to
natural,
see if you
there's no
can figure
skill.
out how to use it. And just to let all the viewers know what Zid sees. Zid, while you're talking here, you actually notice like a little bar across part of your vision. It's getting like loading. And then you get a message, complete, activated. You see that
Raven,
5 times.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Raven, my like weapon stack is a 14. Would you like me to take a look at your weapon?
Well, he doesn't know anything about you, so you see him looking over the weapon. That's all. you
Yeah.
see.
I'm looking at your weapon too, and I notice like some of it piques my interest. So I say to you, I say to Terminal, "Hey, buddy, can I have a look at that? I just want to like, I'm curious. Do you mind if I take a peek?"
He hands it over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're not sure about this. You're like, this is beyond me. This is not something that anywhere in your wheelhouse. Terminal.
Yeah, he's more of a bow. This is closer to a crossbow than a bow for him, but yeah, he doesn't know.
21.
You're actually able to determine that there is some sort of component here that functions similar to a crossbow. It will basically use the energy cells same way that your guns will, but you pull back, there's a small string that causes a tension to build up of an energy bolt, essentially, that's held in a little magnetic trench in the center. And then when you release it, it'll act like a crossbow similarly and just launch a little energy bolt out.
Hey, big guy. I'm looking at your weapon here, and there's if you look at there's a trench here. It's a magnetic trench, and when you pull back, there is tension that is created here, and it will create an energy bolt for you, which will function as your bolt or your arrow, so to speak. I'm trying to teach him about how this is gonna work.
Yeah, and just to be clear, 21 is a pretty good rule for everyone wondering.
Exceptional roll.
And that's kind of the realm you needed to really figure out chat about this thing, because it's so foreign.
That's why I pump so much into weapon tech.
Dude, I love the group, though. It's such a good group. It's going to work so fun through the other chapters as well. I'm just looking forward to it, because the RP and the skills are going to line up really well, I think, with all 4 chapters.
So that was the D10 roll, the 7, right? So there's, that could have got much higher, but 21 is
Yeah.
a really good. Yeah.
If you look at their designation of skill difficulties, a 21 is considered basically like heroic level. 17 is like professional, like you are a really good trained professional. So like doctor stuff, like surgery, a lot of times is going to be about a 17.
Yeah, if anyone, anyone in the game, you can click on the number like 21, and it'll open it up, and you can see your skill. And
Oh yeah. If you click on the result from the roll, it'll actually pop up and show how it was calculated. Give your die roll, and then it shows both modifiers. Yeah, which is awesome. I love that it does that. All right. So I think you got what you needed. So good luck on your mission, and be sure to check your gear in when you're done.
Thank you.
Terminal looks more. That's it.
Do you need anything else?
Armor.
I don't think we're getting armor, buddy.
You're wearing what you get for that. Be safe.
I noticed the little hint of inflection at the end of him saying that, and I kind of
You see
raised my
above,
eyebrow.
above his name, you see, we'll go with Gerard dash O dash 3.
So we see each other's names.
Oh yeah, no, you see everyone's name.
Okay.
I just don't want to go
Okay.
through literally bombarding you with every single name you could see.
No.
But,
so
yeah.
we see the character's name, so they know. Mine says terminal on it.
Yeah,
Says dash R.
That's right. Yeah.
they see
Okay.
yours where it's terminal dash R dash 1.
R.
Right. Okay.
Well, should we get going then?
Why not? The sooner we get out, the sooner that we can figure out what's going on, and maybe when we get our ship back.
Now, as you guys exit, I need you to roll a perception check.
Sure.
It's a basic one.
Sure.
Oh,
Boom.
there you go. You start noticing as you're going, you're actually seeing terminal jack-in points where you could connect. It's almost like you have a cyber deck, but you don't have one on you.
Like I have a cyber deck, but I don't.
Like, you don't physically see a cyber deck that you have on you, right? A cyber deck is kind of like a little laptop or, device like that. But you
All right.
don't have one on
I'll
you.
just sort of file that information away.
But it's almost like it was enabled now and wasn't before.
Okay.
And you're actually, now as you're going, you actually see a little HUD indicator of where the nodes are. As you're walking down the hall, like, you just see a little, similar to the holographic blip above everyone's heads as their name, you just see a little blip of, node 3657, whatever it is. Just like, as you go down and keep changing to whatever that node is, but all the way around.
And has any of the information that I see in my allies changed?
No,
My companions?
they seem to still be the same name. Nothing else seems to change to them. You're just now seeing nodes that you didn't see before stepping into the science division.
So I see him like looking around, and hey Zed, I see you looking
Yeah, I'm not.
looking around, man. Like what's up?
I'm taking it all in, man. This is a bit strange. But perhaps when if we get through this, I might, I don't know, we might be able to talk more, if you get my drift.
Hi, mate.
And he sort of touches his ear, like almost like as if it's itching, right? He's just like, but he's trying to send a message to his companions that there might be someone listening.
Yeah, it is a possibility. You guys keep moseying along. You find your ways down. You see, as you get close to area the arrow's directing, there's a different colored path in front of you. Most of the halls you've been walking have a red line on them. But now it comes across another one where there's a different colored path in front of you that's blue. The arrow seems to indicate something beyond that. But you notice everyone else who's wearing similar colors to you are avoiding that path. And seem to be veering off and not going over the blue line.
You said
Looks
before
like
that
we're
they
the-
seem to be going about their tasks, though, right?
Mhm.
Like they
They
seem
are.
to be fairly, yeah.
Everyone seems to be in a similar situation where they're following directions like you guys.
Do I see any that don't have a 1 by their name? Are there any?
Oh
2s
yeah,
or
no,
3s?
there's a lot of different numbers. There's
Okay.
1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 2 6s. And most of the letters are R, but you do see a few others. You see one actually walking in the blue line, the other side of the blue line, but he actually has a B-3.
Okay. think I understand the letter designation now.
So it's Fred B3 is what you just see him walking down past you guys, heading to some direction.
I say we just go and like do what we're supposed to do.
Right behind you.
As soon as you step over the blue line, you get a warning message on your HUD. You've entered unauthorized area.
Immediately
around and
step
go back.
back.
Yep.
The arrow is still pointing to a door on the other side of the blue line. So there's basically a big hall. You have red, blue, and then black on the far side. That then goes through a door.
All right. If we were to
Seamus is-
continue to, sorry, go ahead.
Seamus stays on the other side of the blue line while they step back over. Just like stands there. Is anything changing or anything as he stands?
It keeps flashing warning unauthorized position. And then you hear a noise of some people moving quite rapidly towards your position.
Oh, the green arrow points us towards that door.
You see 5 individuals come running around the corner with bigger versions of what you have that are like rifles. 2 drop to the knee and 2 stand behind them and aim right at Seamus.
Oof.
You're in an unauthorized position. Return to authorized positioning or reap the reward. You see they actually do have like some basic body armor on. Almost think like Vault Tech security, right?
So I'm gonna like try and like mediate. How are we supposed to get to that arrow if we can't go through the blue?
That is not our concern.
Our mission, as given to us by you and your people, is to go through that door. And you're telling us that we can't go in the blue area, even though our mission says to go out that door.
That is
That's
not
what you're
our
telling me.
concern. This is the final warning. Seamus -R-1.
I don't think they're gonna listen to me, Seamus.
Terminal said, Seamus, is that target?
I don't think so, Doc. I just think they've got their wires crossed. And Seamus takes a step back across the blue line.
Proceed in the authorized manner.
It sounds to me like we've got to find another way over there, or either that, or one of our jackasses responsible for updating our HUDs hasn't done it.
What does the red line continue like to the left or to the right beyond?
It goes
what we
both.
see?
Yeah, it goes both directions.
Yeah.
Seamus is gonna take the blue line and like start following it to the left.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
follow
Just
him.
kind of see if it continues on, or if it, if there's a way to turn and get closer, or whatever.
Yeah, it continues both directions. And you notice that the security guards there seem to be keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, I'll just walk till either the blue line hits a wall, or until I get
Yeah.
to a point where it tells me that I'm in an unauthorized area again.
So you guys continue down a ways. You see a few other different colors branching off some other directions and stuff. And then eventually you see a spot where the red line does turn right and goes over the blue line as a small like hall almost. And accesses to the other side that was black, and then into an additional room that would be heading towards your right, but straight forward after you turned. And the arrow is actually still pointing back to your right or behind you, depending if before or after you take that right. Saying to go back where you came from, essentially.
Well, we've got to wander around this place until we find the path. Well, we've got to go back.
I vote forward.
Like I said, you do notice that the blue path, as we called it, is in the center of the hall. On the side you were on was red, and on the other side there's a black path.
What color was the door that we were supposed to go in?
Was a green arrow.
It was uncolored.
And how far is before they showed
Yeah.
how far is our path to that door?
You've gone a few hundred yards down. So it's a good...
No, the shortest distance when we were closer to it.
Oh, it was just across the other area. So, I mean, it was like, what, 8 feet?
And he stayed for a moment before, like, he crossed over, and then they started coming. Like, I'm just wondering if I can make a dash for the door.
Well, hey,
So,
we've been going for an
let me see
hour.
if
Should
I'm
we take a
understanding this right.
10-minute break, or you want to keep going for a bit and then take the break?
I'm fine.
I'm good to keep going.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good for a little bit more.
So, wait, just make sure I got this in my head straight. We're basically in a hallway,
Mhm.
and the left section is red, middle section is blue lines, and the right section is a black line.
Yeah.
And then
This-
the door's on the other side of that.
Yeah, think about like tiled floor, right? Like Fallout's a good example in the bunkers, right? They had kind of that flooring.
Gotcha.
The spot you were walking on was red tiles. There's blue tiles, and then there's black tiles. It seems like if you get on the blue tiles, you get in trouble.
I
Sounds
wonder
like
if we got on the black tiles, would we also get in trouble?
Don't know.
I
As
go
of
over
yet.
to the black tiles.
You step on the black tiles.
Yeah.
The arrow keeps pointing straight ahead, to your right or straight ahead, depending on which way you're facing.
So I crossed over the blue to the black and nothing happened?
Well, if you remember, there was a red section that crossed over the blue. And so I figured you'd go over the red, because you guys had walked down a ways. The red goes over the blue, and then you could step on the black without touching the blue.
Perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay, then I'll...
Now, you are down a couple hundred yards, so I mean, it's a bit of a walk. It's not like it's, just right there. But you said that's
Yeah,
what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there. Yeah, you step on the black then, and you're
then
standing
this
there.
black will lead back to that door we were supposed to go in?
Potentially.
Okay, then I'm going to try to follow.
You're fairly certain it will,
I'll,
from what you saw.
I'll follow terminal.
All right, so you guys go
Um,
that way.
So it seems like these are set up as like you're on the interstate and you have the turnaround points
Mhm.
where the cops go, and you got like the median, like the grass median. The grass median is the blue area, and I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, but it's fine. I'll follow terminal on the black. Like,
All right. So after a nice long walk back, you get to the door, and the arrow is pointing to go straight through.
is the door open? Or is
No.
there a knob?
There's a keypad, no knob.
Is there a place for like a scanner, like a hand scanner or a finger? Like
Looks like
wires,
there
or
should
a-
be, but there's just some
eye
exposed
scanner?
wires right now.
Oh, exposed wires are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Do you mind if I roll a basic tech?
It's whatever you guys want. Yeah, no, I'm open to. I mean, I'll say no if it's something that I'm like, yeah, that won't work. Like if you try to do bureaucracy
Okay.
against wires,
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
right? I'm going to say no to that. If
I
it
will
seems
persuade the door to
reasonable, I'm probably going to roll with it.
It is a 16.
All right, and what were you said you're rolling basic tech to where we trying
Yeah,
to be
just
clean?
basic. So I'm trying to like, is there anything I can do to that keypad? Like
The
hot wire or
keypad
whatever?
is missing,
Okay.
but could you wire it to make it work? Basically, hot wire it? Maybe.
I'd like to try.
Okay. Let's see.
Is-
As a
I mean, if my
fixer,
16 is enough for that, then that's fine.
I think field expertise would probably work well for that.
Okay. All right,
Basically,
well,
that's kind of the quick fix Jimmy Rig sort of skill, if I remember correctly.
so it wants me to choose a skill to add. You have a particular, I guess, electronic security tech,
Yeah, that'll work.
even though I have no points in it. I mean, I have, I have, basic tech, cyber
Let's
tech,
see.
um,
Electronic,
pick lock.
sorry.
But
Electronic security
do-
tech is probably the right one.
Okay, I'll try that then.
I know it's not your skilled forte, but
Oh no, it's fine.
it's kind of the one that
Um,
fits.
Sure. $13.
So you get it somewhat connected, but it's only partially open.
Oh,
like,
so the door's
Opens
open a
up
little bit?
part way, yeah.
All right, I'll step in at this point, and I'll open the door.
You're big though, right?
Oh yeah.
He won't fit through.
No, I'm trying to fit my hands through.
Oh no, I know what you're trying to do, Terminal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying you wouldn't fit through. I was telling Zid when he sees you stepping up, like there's no way you're gonna fit through the crack in the door. But I know what you're trying to do. Go for it.
He is 6'7",
Oh
Maybe
my
about
lord!
450 pounds. You know.
Jeez.
Yeah, bald, 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, no,
Big
he's
boy.
a big boy.
Yeah, Zid steps back and he's like,
I picked.
I don't know, man. I don't think you can fit in there, but I'm not getting
Like,
in your way.
Zid would probably be able to squeeze through if he wanted, but Terminal, nope.
I started off with a few wrestlers in mind, and let's put it this way: the Big Show is 7 feet, but I think he weighs more than the Big Show.
So what we're gonna try doing there, Terminal?
Yeah, he's just gonna pull it open.
All right, roll a body.
Yeah, he weighs more than the Big Show, but he's a little shorter than the Big Show. As an example. Just a straight body or athletics?
Athletics would
Oh,
work.
athletics
Athletics
more
is
dex.
dex though,
Yeah.
so I mean you'd have to swap out for
Either one.
body because it's a strength-based thing, right? That's what I'm saying. It has to
Okay.
be body-based.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
And I'm trying to think
I'll
what
go
other
body.
body-based one would work. I don't really
I'll go for any body
recall.
one. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really recall there being one.
There's not.
Yeah, either way, I don't mind.
Yep.
Athletics or body.
We'll go with body, and we can give you a +2 on the body check using some of your athletic capability.
Yeah, I'll start off like this and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Ow, no.
Oof.
So he starts to pull. He's getting a feel of it. How much of a gap is it?
Well, I mean, it was probably a 2-foot gap.
Actually, you know what? He is going to squeeze through. I would like to roll contortionist.
Okay.
Oh my.
Give it a try.
He's gonna try like.
Keep in mind, if you get stuck, it's gonna make everything harder.
Understood. I'm gonna try to squeeze through.
I'm sure that'll never happen.
Hey, I just wanted to warn
You said-
before
so-
anything happens.
So you said the gap is 2 feet.
It's about 2 foot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, it's not impossible. It's just not easy.
Okay.
17. He's a lot more
That's-
limber than you might think.
Yeah, that's about basically what I was saying. You'd have to get to be able to make it through. So you just make it through. You guys see him go up, and he's like, and just barely shoves himself through.
It's just like shaking his head. I don't know about this one, man.
Yeah.
And he's looking on this side now. If there's a terminal or something, keypad on this side.
Nope. But there's dim light. Almost like this is almost abandoned area.
Is it missing a keypad or there is no keypad?
It's missing on this side as well.
Oh. Okay.
If I shoot the keypad, is it gonna open all the way? I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this. I want to like.
Well, it is. Keep in mind, it is 2 foot open. Most people who aren't oversized can probably squeeze through fairly easily. I mean,
I don't mind trying.
Have you ever fit through a 2 foot area yourself, like in person? Exactly.
If I turn sideways.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was, referring to for you, giving you inference, right? Is that it's not comfortable per se, but it's doable without
So I
that much.
So I step back and I'm like genuinely surprised that Big Boy here was able to squeeze through, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen that before. So I extend my arm after you, Zed, if you would like to give it a go.
No, Zed'll approach it. He'll wait till there's enough room on the other side. But yeah, he'll. You want a contortionist from us as well? Or?
Well, what's your size? If I remember correctly, Zed's a fairly small statured individual.
I'm tall. I'm 6 foot, but I'm relatively standard kind of weight.
Okay, so more like a basketball player than a football player, sort of thing, right?
Yeah, definitely not stacked.
Yeah, based on the body stat that I saw on the rest of you, I figured the rest of you are a little bit smaller build, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that you have no muscle; it's just you're not like.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not a bodybuilder, sort of, jacked. So yeah, the rest of you, it's fairly easy. You can get through with minimal effort. Terminal was the only one I was really going to say couldn't make it through without opening it more because he's a big boy. That may come in beneficial later too. It just has pros and cons, to be clear.
That's why I put a few points in just in case.
Yeah. Hey, it was worth it, man. You needed it session 1. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys get through. It's kind of a low light area on this other side. There's like some basic, like almost emergency lights, but it's not fully lit or anything like that. It seems to be a lot more unused. Like it's actually a little dusty. The whole other rest of the area you've seen is like immaculate clean, almost like disturbingly clean from what you're used to seeing, right? It's like you went to a hospital clean. Sterile. And this area is actually dusty.
Is there an arrow anywhere?
Yeah, the arrow in your eye still shows going forward.
Okay.
Following down the hall.
I'm gonna go ahead and go forward.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow the arrow.
So you guys trudge on down your ways a bit.
The energy caster, so it's there's two handholds for it. But looking at the picture, so I'm just guessing.
It's standard crossbow looking.
So maybe more holds a barrel and then
Correct.
Or pistol. He's holding it a little odd. He's holding it. Actually, no. He's probably going to hold it in both hands as he's walking around, even though it's low light.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys head on down. You definitely get the feeling that this area is not like the rest of the base. As you go on, you actually see some panels have fallen off, exposing some of the pipes and wiring in the wall. It's definitely a different feel from the rest of the area. You actually see some graffiti in some areas here. You get a completely different feel than the rest of the base.
I think they sent us on a special mission, boys.
I'm starting to feel like this is more of an extermination than protecting something.
There be nothing for it, man. It is onwards or backwards.
Onwards.
You guys
Yeah, I
continue.
mean, I'm picturing us moving forward while we're having this little short
yeah.
conversation.
Unless you guys say you hold up, I'm not planning on you guys holding up. Unless you actually state that's what you're doing, right?
Sounds good. Move the action forward.
So is the hall wide enough for us to like? Are we single file or are we like
It's up to you guys.
twos? Or, okay.
It's
I
a
just didn't know how wide the area was.
it's probably about a 6 to 8 foot hall, so you could go 2 by 2.
All right.
I'll be paired with Doc, obviously.
Well, he's in the front, so if you want to be next to him in the front.
I'll hang in the back with Zed.
Okay. Then let's get a perception check from either Terminal or Seamus. Whichever one would be more paying attention to your surroundings.
Got an 11.
Well, I'll be looking as well. Can I roll as well?
Sure.
Oh
Wow.
my god, double crit.
So Seamus thinks he heard something, but he's like, no, it's probably just the water dripping or something. Which you've heard some things like that. But Seamus, Terminal starts reacting to something and moves up ahead to a small, almost seems like a heating duct or something, and kind of leans in, listening carefully. And at that, we're going to take our break. Oh, we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes and continue this lovely adventure. Hope you guys are enjoying. We'll be right back. That was just a perfect time to pause, given what's about to come, the next iteration. So, grab your drinks, get prepped, and keep on having fun. I think it's great. No, I love the banter and stuff. I think of it as, to me, think of it as like a movie. Would this kind of banter be in a good movie or show that you like watching, right? Firefly, Star Trek, Star Wars, they all have banter as they're going along doing stuff. That is what I wanted the group to do, actually. I want it to be more movie-based. And if you notice, I'm trying to lay the scene out a little bit more like movie-based as well as you guys are going on. Kind of do likewise. So, yeah, I'm going to grab my coffee and we'll keep on going. It needs something warm for my throat. adventure. We left off where friend associate here, criminal, up a sound, duct in the wall as traveled down this corridor. Leans in here. We will escape the complex. It shall be done. It is our destiny. It is our duty. And then
Is he the only one that hears it?
well, right now, yes, because it's very faint and
Okay.
it's coming through a duct like it's transmitting a ways. It's not like it's an open duct between two rooms that you're just listening directly through. It's a little bit down.
I keep listening until I don't hear anything else.
You hear a little bit of other noise that you can't quite make out what's being said. It sounds like there's other people in the room that are not as close to the vent to pick up the voices. So it's kind of more mumbled like, oh, what are we talking about? Doing that. Oh, we've got to move this shit.
He's getting this at a 29.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll
So
cartography.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, well, the 29 means he was able to pinpoint it and fully hear it and
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
instead of just like, you're in the hall a little bit, he knows exactly where it's
Mhm.
coming from. So he's able to zoom in closer and kind of listen into the hole and actually pick up the words instead of just hearing voices.
Hey, big guy. What you got there?
I'll step back from the vent, and I'll repeat, what was said.
Mhm.
That's all I could pick up.
That sounds interesting and might actually be our objective.
Is this like in the ductwork?
Well, there's basically, you know, how heating vents, they have ducts that deliver the heat and cooling, right?
Yeah.
It's a small duct of like that had some air blowing out, kind of keeping circulation of
he's
air.
just like hearing it transfer. He's not
Yeah,
hearing like
correct.
something in the ductwork.
Correct.
All right.
It's somewhere
Gotcha.
down a ways. And like if you listen in, like you hear it, but it's quite faint. Like he heard the full words from the main speaker who's next to the vent, basically, because he rolled well, right? Otherwise you'd hear it a lot more faint. You probably wouldn't have picked up the other voices if you rolled lower. Hearing that it's more than just one person, you'd think it's just the one person.
So I roll
we need to
contortion.
Sounds like we need to be a bit quieter and get to moving down.
So I'm gonna roll contortionist to get into the vent. No.
Okay, it's about a 1 foot by half foot vent.
Sure, it's possible.
I mean, if you inbred yourself with octopus genome, maybe. But then you wouldn't be able to stand upright.
I actually start moving a little quieter now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth. Everyone in the party can do that. And we'll basically know who's the loudest one in the party so we know kind of what the DC to perceive you all is.
you
16,
could.
15,
You could take the bottom dice
18.
part and put it into the other webcam slot.
Yeah, I was actually thinking I need to add the holes to the screen. So I need to figure out how to get that to work.
What you
Wasn't it already?
what's it called? You'd have to do like a
10.
display capture, I believe.
Yeah,
And then just shrink it down to just that bottom.
right. And that's why I said I need to figure it out. I just hadn't had time. I didn't realize it last session because it wasn't an issue, right? For session 0.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, now seeing it now, I do want to get it somewhere on there.
Oh, same as you're allowed.
Seems like this dice roller likes me just as much as everything else does.
Well, I mean, he's above a basic and individual, but not by much.
So I put I make the like no silent, like no.
Hmm.
I put my finger over my lips and just and I'm just quietly move forward.
Okay.
I think Seamus' thing is not that he's like walking loud or moving loud. I think that like every few feet he says something, and that's like he can't keep himself to like he's not shouting things, but he can't keep himself to be completely quiet.
You are the face of the group, sort of. So you just keep talking and talking.
Hey, what is this stuff over here? Oh, look at that thing over there. How's everyone doing?
Then I keep looking back and like tapping on his shoulder and doing the face.
He'll stay quiet for a bit, and then he'll
Mhm.
kind of lean over towards Doc. Is there anything else?
I love it.
Well, you think you're quiet.
So perfect.
You're whispering.
Yeah,
You're loudly whispering, but you're whispering.
I love it. You know, that's what I love about this, with how we're doing it, too. It's a lot more, like, scenic and, like, movie-based, where you could definitely see in, like, a show, right? Something like that going on. Like,
Absolutely.
you could clearly see, like, we'll say Firefly again, right? Because it's a good one, right? You could clearly see them sneaking along and, like, Jane saying something to Mao, and Mao's like, shut up. Be quiet.
Absolutely.
Do you guys keep... Eventually you come to another junction corner. As you turn and look, you notice different colored pattern on the floor. And you actually see a turret set up there. And beyond the turret, you see a couple of guys at a desk playing cards. Beyond that junction point, it's basically a T-junction, right? You can keep going straight, or you can turn to the right.
What's
You
the
turn
distance
to the right.
to the turret?
It's a bit of a distance, but it's not. It's impossible for the turret to reach you. It's definitely within that kind of,
All right.
not far from being able to reach you, but not like right next to you. Distance here, but kind of talk amongst yourself while I try to find this. I know what you guys are thinking.
So guys, I see this turret, and it's definitely probably close enough to like pick us up if we aren't quiet and we don't move with a purpose. We need to, if we're gonna go straight and we're gonna keep on our path, we have got to do two things: shut up and move fast. And hopefully that turret will not pick us up.
Oh, yeah, I think that's something I can do.
Well, then you go
Oh.
first. Then you go first.
I'm not too sure that's something I can do.
So our choices go towards the turret or go somewhere else? Those are our choices.
The turret is off to the right. Like and if we keep going straight, then it's like where we keep going. If we keep on our course, then we just go straight across the junction. If we turn right, then we're staring at a turret and two guys playing cards.
So, and our quest was, or our mission is, someone intercepted an energy transport. There's a junction that we need to clear of threats. And that's basically all we know, right? Does this scene seem to match with the mission that we've been given?
I think we're still in the talk amongst yourselves part.
It's it might.
All right. So there's actually double arrows that you see basically pointing can go forward or to the right based on your vision. So either one works. something Zid would know is that turrets tend to need to have either a daemon or a automated control, some sort of network-based control, right?
Yeah.
And they tend to be on a network, not just
Said I could
by
see
themselves.
Control nodes?
nodes.
Terminal points, junctions. Yeah, roll a perception. Basically,
Oh.
ooh,
Yeah, no.
yeah. So you're looking around, and the first one you see is behind the guys sitting there. So you do see one there. It's just behind them. And you do see that
I'd let
the
the others know. It's sort of
automated turret
there's a tunnel.
does have one of the following. Okay, it looks like it is a heavy SMG, essentially, turret. Now, you can either via network hack it, or if you can get to it, you can technically disable it as well with electronic security tech. But that takes time. That's 5 minutes to do that.
Yeah, so I would just give a heads up to the group. You know, under my breath, I would sort of give them this this situation in about a sentence. Sort of go, there's a turret. It's wired to something. I might be able to network in, but I have to get over there. Otherwise, yeah, sneaking may be an option, but.
So out of the four
So
of
you
you,
want to get past the turret to turn the turret off? Seems like a
that's
problem.
Yes.
of the
Do we
four of
see
you,
anything?
who's the furthest one back? That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna say me.
You? Okay. Then let's
I'm
have
probably-
Blackstone
probably
roll.
furthest back.
We'll have Blackstone roll a perception check as well.
Okay.
Keep going, Seamus. You're saying something.
Do we see anything above these guys' heads?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Blackstone, you notice you're actually blocking a network node. Like you're leaning up kind of against the wall. You know, basically being quiet, trying to not draw attention. And you notice that you actually are covering a network node.
I'm gonna tap Zid on the shoulder. Am I close enough to Zid to tap on the shoulder?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm right next
you'd have to
you.
take a
Okay.
step, but yeah, it's not like it's that far.
Hey mate.
Oh,
Take a
come
peek behind me. Take a peek behind me.
on. What you got? Have a look.
I'll move out of the way.
Oh, Preem.
Yeah, I figured you might like this. See what you can do, my man.
All right. Let's. What do the others think? Are the others okay with this? I will sort of go. This be my territory, man. I can get in there. But you all have to be patient while I ride the network, man. What say you?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. How do you two feel? Seamus and Termin?
I've got no problem with it.
Yeah, Terminal just shrugs his shoulders.
All right,
Just be
so
quiet about it.
No, I've had it big.
as you guys, so you're gonna let him do that. Are you guys going to do anything while he does that, or just stand guard and aware?
So I'm gonna take a defensive position at the corner where like right before the turn, the right turn, and I'm just gonna like kind of get to where my eye can see the turret's behavior,
Okay.
just as like a lookout to let him know that what he's doing is or is not working or whatever.
Okay. Perfect. Just want to make sure I knew.
Um,
I'm gonna check if easier, but yeah, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I know we didn't see anything like as we walked down the hall, but I'll kind of take up a position watching the opposite direction just to make sure nothing's coming up from anywhere else.
So you're watching back.
Oh yeah, terminal.
Yeah, I'm gonna. He's not, he doesn't know much about tactics and stuff, so he's just gonna follow whatever Seamus is doing.
All right, I'm trying to get the thing set up. If you
Mm-hmm.
take some, I didn't know as we get here or not. Doesn't take long to set up that.
Oh, good.
Because I actually have a that place. I just got to move items around and drag and drop them and generate it.
Sweet.
Let's see if I can remember where everything is and stop coughing, making myself go slower. I was hoping this would be gone by today. I really was.
Like, yeah, you can only do your best with your health, man.
Yeah. It's just, when you get it, you're like, come on.
Come on.
Why? Why can't you just give me a break? Okay, good. Play roll. All right, I'm going to try something and need you guys to tell me if you see anything or not in chat.
We
Yeah.
do.
You do see that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Demon.
Do you see anything else?
So
I just see, like-
uh,
Like Wisp and password DB6.
Okay, so it does show the whole thing. That's what it's not supposed to show.
correct. All right.
Okay.
Because on the roll thing, it says it wasn't going to show that, but apparently it is.
So, did you do public role or private GM role?
It's a roll table.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically you click it and it auto rolls on that. Just when I look at it, it says play roll to chat is unchecked. So it shouldn't display it in chat.
Okay.
That's what I don't get.
All right.
Mm.
So instead, I will have our lovely friend Zid help me out since he's getting to do this. Would you mind rolling me 2d6?
2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing.
This is another one of those things I was planning on having done, but since I couldn't get the other map built, it's kind of messed things up. All right, 3.
Don't know why it says damage, but that's
Because it's fun.
because it's fun. Yeah.
Just trying to.
We have a result.
Yeah, 6s tend to be damage. Nice.
Yep. Days. What? $3d6. What is that for? Oh, for the other floors. And there is, how many floors did they say in the basic? And thanks for your patience. Like I said, I was hoping to have this done.
You're okay.
It's one of those lovely things in life, right?
Hey, this is our first session where
Mm-hmm.
just all learning.
Or so we need you to roll 3d6 4 times.
Oof. All right. Red.
Well, there's 18
3d6.
entries, so
All right.
And the nice thing is, once I make ahead of time, like the plan was, I can just have it pre-built and ready to go, which is the plan.
Here you go.
Cool. 1, 2,
There's been a
3,
lot of
4.
crits, or a lot of max rolls.
Yeah, that one up there should have been crit as well. The first one he rolled.
That's alright. Sort it out.
Not that it's not damaged, so it doesn't matter.
That is true.
At least I hope it isn't damaged.
Not yet. All right, so first one was a 15. Of course. I'll pop it up here.
Yeah. I've normally fairly large rolls overall. There's one little one, but
Yeah, you
on
know.
average, 2
happens.
large.
All right, so 15. Okay. And then six. And go ahead and check your deck while you're at it, so you're familiar with what you have. Because as you jump
Alright,
in,
because this is a different deck, right?
correct. You're issued some programs, so take a look at it so you know what you have to work with.
Alright. What do we got? Yeah. Okay, sure. Interesting.
And then ooh, that's interesting. This room. Oh. Now, I don't know how much they're going to let you see, so this is a bit of a experiment, a test, yeah.
Yep.
But we are going to pull you in here. And do you know what you look like in virtual space? Like,
I
what's
mean,
your
I've seen
virtual
a
avatar?
couple of representations of what other Cyberpunk games or media have represented, but as
Yeah.
far as what Zid looks like,
Yeah, does it
I
have
mean,
a
I
virtual
haven't
identity?
envisioned what that might be.
Okay.
Haven't thought quite that far ahead.
Where is space to see? Give me a moment.
Okay.
You're in here. Haven't been able to get your vision correct.
Vision is one of those things that can take a minute. Thank you for bearing with us, everybody, while we get this sorted out. Our
Well, it's
first net
interesting,
run.
because it says you have vision, but it doesn't seem to be giving you like a light source or anything to give you vision in the area.
Yep. So, if this is anything like other systems, you should just be able to right-click on the token and then set vision for the token and give it light source in the token. It should be the second tab along if it's anything like other systems. On the right click of the token.
Token, yeah, under vision I see it. Oh, light.
Yeah, and that should be able to put in how much and everything there.
Yep,
Sometimes they even give you a flicker option like a torch. It's
they
pretty
do
awesome.
have that. Do have
Yeah.
that. And I completely forgot about that. You know, focusing on being crazy.
It's alright. I've been running things here on Foundry for
Oh, nice.
8 months.
I am new to
Been
it.
June.
I appreciate any help you can. All right.
As far as the system, not very much. As far as Foundry itself, I probably have at least more than a pure beginner's knowledge, so.
Yeah. All right, let me just adjust one thing. Because it's
Sure.
almost set. For some reason, it's not. I wanted. This will work. Find a way, make a way.
Yeah,
right?
if it works, it'll be alright. And then you can know.
Yeah, no, I've already
foibles going
figured some
forward.
stuff out next time.
Mhm.
But, you know, practice and learn. All right. So, now we're going to battle screen.
Battles.
So, I am actually going to select your token as well. So, not everyone gets to see everything, which actually, let me switch back to not your funky colored token, because I changed that. Perk. Basic vision. There we go. Oh, I forgot to hit update. You know, you should hit update when you update a token.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me. How do I pull you into this screen?
You need to right click on the scene and you need to, instead of saying view scene, you need to say the other option.
I can
think it's
activate it, but I didn't want to activate it
Yeah.
for everyone. I wanted to activate it for you.
But if they're not there or if they don't have vision, it's not going to show them anything.
Okay. Are we not showing anything for anyone? Or are we?
I got a circle with his token and a green square. That's
Perfect.
about it.
That's what we
Everything
should
else is
have.
black.
So this is where Zid finds himself. Except our lovely viewers can't see it. Decided there. So. Window capture. Via art. It. Like it's showing that it's supposed to be getting the right one, but for some reason it's showing it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Got it.
It's all a mystery. Yeah, we're just, there we go. Look at that. Nice. Nice,
This is our first net run. Oh yeah. Show us how to do it, Zid.
well, what we do is we roll. So it's a red roll still, is it? Or-
No, technically you can actually move as far as you want until you take a net action. And I believe you currently have 3 net actions. Moving is free.
I love my name in the net run. That's fantastic. All right. Okay, so we only have this way to go. And moving is no net action, is that right?
It's free. Now you hit a password. So now we need to have
Alright.
you roll to see if you crack this password or not. And I don't
And
recall.
we do have a backdoor perform backdoor action. We should just be able to roll this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's backdoor action. It is, so that's one action.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good at. So we will just go. And we'll see what happens. It is an 8 on that
That
one.
is exactly what you needed. You're able to hack that
Yeah.
password, get through.
It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the code of my luggage.
I know, right?
Yes. We're a bunch of nerds.
So we're just gonna keep this flowing on so that the others aren't waiting too long. Ooh.
Up into this area and there's a skunk, so now you gotta choose what you want to do.
Yes.
I believe the skunk gets to act immediately as you pop in there.
I believe so. Because I am the foreign body, albeit a digital one.
Correct. I mean, runner hit by this is affected by, okay. So it's going to do a versus roll, them versus you. Do I not get to just click and roll? Well, that's sad. You get to just click and roll, and I actually have to click it.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, change that. Okay, cool.
There might...
I am learning.
Yeah. Well,
So now you have your enemy there. It is an empty person now. Do that action. Do that. And I didn't do the action.
hmm.
Interesting. Give me a moment. I will look here.
I'm not sure I can help you with this section of it because...
Yeah, it's all good. It's just a attack. Number of black ice adds to the roll when doing something. Perfect. That's what I needed.
Oh, on the live, we can see the whole thing.
Yeah, so we're not metagaming anyone.
Yeah. It means nothing to me.
Yeah, well, I figured Matt would be kind enough not to metagame. And when I select the skunk, trying to get it to work better, it did that. So that attack is versus yours. So it's standard. You versus
Interface
them.
roll?
Mm-hmm.
Or just a D10?
I believe it's you. Your interface. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's your interface plus your program attack plus D10, or the black ice attack plus D10, which that's what it is for this one, right? Black ice first plus D10 is what I just did. Versus your interface plus D10 or program defense plus D10. So for you, it's interface.
Yes, interface plus D10,
Yep.
yeah.
And you won, which means you are able to evade the hit.
No!
And it hisses at you. Your turn.
Hits right back.
Digital skunk hiss.
Alright. And I'll have a think in the coming week about how I want to look in there, but...
Oh yeah, not trying to rush you. I'm just asking if you had a thought. But yeah, definitely think of
that's right.
what your digital persona is.
And this is a program, right?
Yeah. Technically it's a black ice, but yes. It is
So
a
I have
program.
nothing.
You do.
I only have anti-personnel attackers.
Yes and no. You do have Zap.
Do have Zap.
Now, Zap's not great, but it's something.
Alright, well, we will roll Zap. I'm guessing I'm up next. how this goes.
Hey, welcome.
Hola.
And yeah,
Ooh, that's a nice roll.
you can also either slide by. Well,
We'll try a zap. Get us going.
all right. So you got an 11 versus
Correct.
defense is 2. Oh, what?
Yikes.
So you get to roll a d6
This
damage.
skunk
on that
wasn't
guy.
prepared.
No, but roll your d6, sir.
Is that in the actual thing, or do I just roll it?
I think you have it on the app itself. There's damage. I believe 4 rank.
Just
Okay, yeah. So you just need to roll. You can actually just
roll it.
target him and roll damage 6.
Okay.
But they listed it under Zap, but I'm not
Doesn't
seeing it. I just
look
remember that Zap
like
was a
it.
d6.
I don't know how to target. I'm sorry, we haven't
It's
gotten
fine.
that far.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
There you go.
You got a 2, all right? 2
I did.
damage.
Skunk is just sharing, and sharing is caring, right?
Precisely.
Sure.
All right, so you did your damage. Still have 1 more action. 1 for the password, 1 to zap.
Mm-hmm.
You could zap again, or you can try to something else.
I mean, it knows I'm here now. Let's
Scanner,
go.
backdoor, cloak.
Oof,
Unizap
we're
again.
rolling well.
All right.
Does it roll just as badly on its defense? No, it does
No,
not.
but
we're
it still is under,
higher.
so you win. And for anyone who's wondering, equal roll, defender wins. You have to roll above the defender, but
Ooh, boom.
ouch. Not doing too well. You see him start flickering a little bit, but he's still there. Could be the next round, so he gets to.
Yeah, my last. Yeah.
Yep. So he's gonna roll his again, trying to get. So it's
Okay,
a.
and I'm evading.
Yep.
So 10 plus. Oh, he does get through. I rolled low.
You got a what? Did you get?
I got 6 in total.
6 total. Oh, I see. It was looked different, so it threw me for a moment. All right, so he does get through, which means if you're hit by it, slide checks are at -2.
Okay. He's stinking me up.
And that's all he does.
Okay, so no damage.
Nope.
Alright, we will continue to zappity zap since we're, I don't know, we're clearly visible at the moment. Oof, not so great. Go ahead.
Eyeball. Have a speck of dust or something.
And there's no critical damage in
There is. If you roll double 6s, you crit.
double 6s.
So if 2 of your dice on your attack or on your damage are a 6, that's a crit hit. And you actually do a critical damage, critical injury, which you need to have a med tech to take care of. To do surgery.
Alright, we do an additional 2.
You de-reses.
Right, we finally get through.
Yeah. There you go. Now that took 1 of your actions, so you have 2 more actions.
Right, now what does all of this look like to those on the outside?
They just see you there doing things with your hands. Because what happened is it's actually virtual for you, and your body has interior wires that are basically your net that you're using. Programs are basically installed in you. You are basically the deck.
Does
which
anyone
is
have
weird feeling
a
for you too.
narration-
Does anyone have
Does
what?
anyone have a narration on what they are thinking or doing while Zed is moving his hands in this net run? I'm not sure if all the characters have seen a net run or
This looks
or
different than a
anything
normal
like that.
net run too. They
Does
literally
it?
see you there,
Okay.
like moving your arms in the air, almost like you're trying to cast a spell or something.
Okay, well let's throw it over to the group since like I've taken up a few minutes here. Does
Yeah.
anyone have a role play here?
I think Seamus is just kind of like watching. He's watching this back hallway that we came down just to make sure nothing else is coming. Ends up coming up from there, that we missed or comes out of anything. But he also keeps turning and looking your direction, and he's not saying anything for a change, but you can tell like the gears are spinning, like he's taking mental notes of kind of what you're doing and trying to remember what's happening right now.
Keep in mind, we're just over 6 seconds since he's delved into the net. So it's not like minutes have gone by for them in the
Yeah.
For
So
every 3 net actions he takes, that's 6 seconds that have passed.
so if I make eye contact with him, is he gonna see me make eye contact with him, or is he looking at something else?
No, you see, like, think of
Okay.
like the Matrix, how they have all the data stream going down. You see basically like that in his eyes, streaming
Okay.
down.
No worries. Can you hear me if I talk to him?
Yeah.
Hey mate, how things coming?
And
I'm whispering.
Did you can reply.
He'll say slowly but surely.
All right. I take a look back down the hallway at the turret, and I check to see if anything is happening, like with the card game.
Terminal was next to Seamus and says, I want to hit something. No, I need to hit something. Or at least operate on something. Maybe that.
I love it. I love it. That's great.
Anyone looking at him, he's one of his hands is just like twitching a bit. Like he needs to do something with his hands, and there's nothing to do right now. Not even shooting or something like that.
Yeah.
Alright. Very good. So I entered a room with a scorpion, which means the scorpion should be able to act, right?
Correct. It does. I was waiting for back to that, and then decided I need to back my lungs up a little
Oh,
bit.
the card game. Sorry, Blackstone asked about the card game. Has there been any progress?
I'm looking at them, and I think I see. Like, is there a way to can I perceive from that far away?
Go ahead and roll a perception check. We'll see how much you can see.
Okay.
Oh, nice roll.
Well, those luck points help. $17.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to see that they're progressing slowly. They're taking their time. They're not rushing at all. They're just chilling and
I mean,
enjoying.
to be fair, it's been like less than a minute. Right?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, like you said, it's not been that same time. You know. You can tell they're not
Oof.
Ooh. Roll yours. You
And defense, right?
you get anything above that, which should be able to. You're good.
Well, he's Zid.
Oh, yeah.
Zid's the man.
Yeah, there you go. So use 1 net action to do your last zap on the skunk, so you have 2 net action.
Okay, we do have a -1 to slide, but I do see a scorpion rather than a skunk, so I think I might try and slide past here.
All right. Slide check.
Oof, brutal.
Let me find the slide rules. It's been a while since I've done it. Slide. You can only attempt to slide once per turn. Against the program's perception. Okay, so they get a perception check versus that.
Nice.
Perception. All right.
Oh, he sees me.
It's a tie. So
Ooh. Defender
let's see what it says on
wins?
that. That's usually, I'm trying to think if you're the defender in this case. Okay. It already gives a 14. How long gives a 13? They don't really say if it's even like that, so I'm a little bit confused.
All right. Well, you can.
Technically, you'd be the
rule.
defender, I think, on this one. Well, we will go with that for now until I'm able to find otherwise that you are able to slide.
Okay. Just managed to slip past there. So that means sliding. What? We just move up? I don't even know what it does anymore.
It means that you evade them and you're able to move past them, and they're not able to pursue you until they
So this was the
get a grip
second
on you
action.
again.
I've only got 1 left. Oh god.
And you get to a hellhound.
Right. This isn't good, right?
This is it's a pretty rough turret you're hacking here.
Yeah.
Now, they can do 2d6 damage, what they can do, but as normal, it's only
Yeah.
once per.
Yeah, but I did enter it square.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Go ahead, roll your defense.
No.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard to beat.
It sure is. Unless I crit. No, I do not.
Alright. Ow, ow, ow. What? Oh. I said roll. Ooh.
Oh,
Ha 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 ha.
oh, that's
You take a whole 3 damage.
Alright, 37. I take it.
Now,
Those
something
go away.
you being aware would know that I want to quickly interrupt before you say this, just so you're aware, so you can improve your reaction. Your cyber deck catches fire along with your clothes
Oh.
unless it's insulated. Now,
we
you
don't
notice-
know that.
Right, you don't. Now, you actually notice that you don't light on fire, which means there must be some form of insulated wiring going on that you're not aware of. That is why I wanted to interject that before you go on with your description. But now, go ahead with your description.
I think those that are in the meat world would see Zid reflexively, like first his head would like jut from side to side, like, and then you would see his fingers like clench, as he braces for the fire, and then you would see him visibly relax.
That's why you paid for the insulated wire when you got yours.
Damn right.
Oh, I know.
Hey, mate, you run into something?
Yeah, what's up?
No, I was talking to Sid.
Does it?
You run into something?
It's a
Did you
hound.
run into something?
Yeah, I would just say it's a hound.
I don't know how
What?
Where?
everyone else knows about the net and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, how
It's
much?
kind of up to you
That's
guys.
what I was gonna say. How much do we know about what he could be running into?
Well, I would kind of counter that with how much interaction have you had with net runners and delving the net? I'm not going to project that to or
So-
not to your character. I kind of would ask you
So
that.
in my like experience with needing information, I had to reach out to a few net runners to work with them, and we talked shop. Like they'd ask me like tech questions, and I'd ask them like net running questions just to get a sense of what they dealt with. So that's the reason why I asked. Like I saw him like clench his fist, and I figured that was him running into something. So.
Yeah, that would make sense.
What doggy? Where?
Nice, I love it. What the? Where?
What's happening in there?
In where?
He's just getting a tussle. That's all.
So we've got 3 actions against the hound.
Oh, you got
I
one
definitely
remaining
don't-
action against the hound.
1 remaining action because of the okay. We can't slide again because it's the same turn.
Correct.
We were not expecting this. So, what can we do? Well, obviously we could zap. What else? What is cloak?
Cloak is what you do on your way out to make sure no one finds that you were here.
That's correct. Yep. I'm just. So we could only. Then virus happens later to leave something behind. We can't do that now. So pretty much the only thing I can do is zap. Is that right?
I mean, you could safely jack out and go back to the top. And the whole thing
We
resets.
could do that. He wants to see what he can do, so we will roll against this hound.
That's actually something that crossed my mind that'd be cool in the long run for you to do is work with Blackstone and get an upgraded cyber deck that amplifies your zap to be 2d6 or something like that, so your basic pack allows you to pack a little bit more oomph.
Already got the gears turning. Already got those gears turning.
Chapter
Well,
2
you're
is
putting
going to be
requests in.
a lot of that, and then chapter 3 you're going to have like access to more stuff to play around with. So it's like I said, the campaign's going to be like ramping up as we go. So yeah.
Alright, so I have a 12 there as an attack with the zap. Oh! Whoa! Wow, okay, yeah, I'm not
He
getting past this.
dodges. Oof. Alright, next round. That means he gets to take another nip at you.
Yep.
So you
I
get to
will
defend.
my defense ready, yep.
Oof.
So he gets me again. So roll damage again.
Yep.
That
8.
hurts.
Ow.
Alright. Cool. Brutal. Can you safely eject out with something in your square like this?
I believe so, that you still can, yes.
Okay. then I think,
Why?
and it's one action to jack out.
Yeah.
Alright,
believe
so
it's
let's
that.
do this.
And I
I'll
do
use my
believe-
last action to jack out if I don't get anywhere. And we will try and slide. Because it's per turn, right? This is not...
Which means you still have 3 actions right now.
Yeah, so I will try to slide past it and evade it.
Okay.
And yeah, if we don't succeed, then I think he'll jack out. It's a decent roll.
And I believe it's the perception.
So those in the meat world would see Zid's eyebrows like
Oof.
frowning. Yeah. I'm jumping out. I think Zid just is like, nope. I'm not risking anymore.
Okay.
So yeah,
Keep in
his
mind-
eyebrows will sort of come down, and
You do
you'll
still
sort
have
of
2 moves.
one action. Yeah.
So if you
but I can't
want...
slide again.
No. But if you want,
We could leave the virus.
maybe that could take more than 1 action. And so you can do a pathfind or something
Just to
like that,
net-
just to
just
know
to,
how close you are,
Map it.
to map it. Do you want to risk it or not? Once you jack out of the net, all of the critters are rezzed. So like that
if
skunk
it's
you took
a-
out would
If it's
re-res.
a single action to pathfind, we may as
Yeah.
well. Let's do that
Seamus
as our
is-
second.
Seamus is gonna look towards the others and noticing that face and just say, "That's the face that someone getting pummeled by Doc usually gets. Are you sure he's okay?"
No, I'm not sure.
Right. So for where you're at, what you find out is the next room, the next floor, I should say, is the control node.
Oh man. I just took a baiting.
Oh, I didn't say to stay. I'm just telling you, like, you have
So-
choices.
Do I have anything I can do to help him?
Not right now, because you can't jack into the net with him.
Sure.
If he's not in the net, probably your med tech could do more. You might have means of generating some healing.
But then if he jacks back in, he's got to go through all that.
He's gonna have
Yeah,
to go
'cause
back
this is
through the
mental
skunk again. Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
Oh, so a therapy session. Okay.
I'm just seeing if any of these other things. What is control? That is if I get in and I'm trying to take control or something, right?
Control is each control node can be activated once per turn, so you can do something with that control node.
With that, yeah.
So when you get there, you can basically choose what the thing controls does. So if it's a camera, you can control it, you can turn it off, you can control it, pivot it, you know.
Zid is gonna get greedy, and this is not advisable. He's gonna zap.
Ooh, nice. That's what I'm talking about, baby. He's a defense 2, so yeah, that's likely to hit. Oh yeah, no, you smack him. D6.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
We rolled 2.
Taking down some of his health anyways.
Yeah, we're just getting greedy now.
And so that's going to make it be the next round.
Yes, it will.
So he's going to try to attack again. And he's going to get a 12.
Alright,
And you defend.
we will find out. Nope.
Not
Right.
quite.
Oh.
Oof.
Not quite.
Not quite. Almost.
Alright, roll your damage, sir.
Ooh. Now you have 3 actions, sir.
I do. Alright, well, we will... We want to see if we can get through first. We're gonna slide. Oh boy.
Can you use luck on these rolls?
Yes.
Just out
Use
of
luck on
curiosity?
anything.
Okay.
Well, not anything.
Almost
Well,
anything.
Yeah, not quite anything. Almost anything.
There's no luck in surgery.
Yeah, ability rolls don't get luck.
Straight ability rolls,
Yeah,
correct.
damage doesn't get luck.
Correct. Any skill roll can.
Yeah.
So like when he clicks interface, it pops
perception
up
for
with
you.
luck if he wants. So did you want to use luck on that one or not?
Well, I've seen the roll, so I can't now. Unless you're overruling that rule and doing it after the rolls.
Did you remember that you could use luck, or did you just forget?
I know that I
Okay.
can. Yeah, it's fine. You go ahead.
It was a
Let's roll.
question as if you remembered or not. Because if you had forgotten legitimately, I'd say yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Slide is not working.
No.
All right. So we will. Oh boy, we will zap.
Ooh, yeah. Apparently,
Brain.
it likes you zapping.
Apparently it does.
Let's get a 6 for damage.
That would be preferable.
It would just be nice if hurting like that did more than just guarantee your hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Why
Are
not?
we just rolling that auto succeeds, or do you want to roll? Because I don't know
Oh.
what.
Yeah, no, it would defend, but I'm thinking it probably will. Let's see. It's 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll 2d6. I want to roll it that if you are a good 10, 15 points above, you get to roll twice, because that just makes sense that if you roll that far above, give you a little extra.
It's a 6.
Good damage. Nice. I'll have to look at it, but to me, if you roll, 10 to 15 above the defense, right? Above the number, something better could happen, makes sense. So,
I see
there's
it.
2, you get 1 more action.
Right. And we can zap again, right?
Yeah, nothing says you can only zap once per turn. I didn't see anything that said that. Typically, people use their programs and then zap, because programs a lot of times. But
Yeah, we just don't have any.
precisely.
I do in my normal kit, but we do not have our normal kit.
Hit.
Oh, nice.
Damage.
Alright.
Oof.
Come on. Come on. Alright.
That was
you're up.
cruel. That was cruel.
MD6
Okay.
don't like you.
They really don't.
I got
Let's
a
roll your
2, 2
defense.
3s,
Oof.
and a 1. And we will
Rough.
try to defend this off.
Come on. Get the
Uh,
defense.
1d10 plus 4. It's almost impossible.
Well, unless you add luck.
But I would have to know that that was 3 luck, right? Ahead
Yeah.
of time. Yeah. This is what I
Well, we can't carry luck
6 damage.
over, so.
Yeah, you can only
Luck regenerates.
luck
Yeah.
regenerates every session.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I've been
Yeah.
using the hell out of it. 'cause,
Luck per session.
I've got 3 luck. I've got 3 luck left.
Okay. Great. All right. I think this will be the last round, whichever way we
Yep.
go.
So you have 3.
Yeah.
You want to just try to do zap, 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 zap?
I think so.
right, let's do it.
It'll be
Yeah,
zap
that's a
zap
good idea.
run if it doesn't
Yeah.
res it. Because he's already done damage to it.
Ooh.
Alright,
Ooh.
so we get through.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Okay.
Come on, let's see
go
that
D6s.
6.
On D6.
There we go. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, he's flickering.
We need this node. We need the control node.
Oh,
very
do,
bad.
so
it'll make a big
Flicker, not a
difference.
D-res. Roll well, nice. Go ahead.
You win. Let's see the big numbers. Come on.
Another 6. 4.
Oh,
Not bad.
you see he's barely flickering. Like he's
Do you have one?
Four.
nearly
One more
dissolved.
Finish him.
Well, he
No.
gets to roll against me for
Not yet.
although
Not yet. This
no,
is your third action. This is your third action.
Yeah, alright.
You've
let's
done
do
two.
Use luck. Use luck.
Alright, we will use luck. Let's just pour it all of it. 3 points maybe. Let's use 3
So this
points.
is the Hail Mary attack. Everything.
Yep. Well, to be anticlimactic or maybe extra climactic, he literally has 1 point. So if you can hit him, you zap him.
Well, there's a decent
Come
roll.
on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Yes.
There you go.
All right.
He-
Roll that
he needed
damage.
a
See
crit.
see how bad you punch him into oblivion. Oof. Overkill by
See,
4.
and if you had not used those 3 luck, you would have pushed. Like the defender would have won.
Yeah.
So good job.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, that 3 luck definitely pulled you up a good bit too. It was good. But yeah,
Ouch.
next
You
turn,
getting, you
as
getting
you
some
used your
sweat.
3 actions.
Getting some sweat.
Oh
on you?
yeah, there's sweat pouring down his face.
Yeah, so you see him there like moving his hands around and stuff, and he's just like,
But it seems like a relieved.
at this point, yeah.
I assume that's been like a couple of minutes has gone by.
So
Yeah.
this is now 24 seconds.
Yep. So there's a control node, and then up ahead of the control node, your pathfinding did find that there's a number of wisps. So if you want to continue on, you can fight a few wisps.
So we don't want to fight wisps.
You sure?
Um,
I mean, it could be fun.
it could be.
The
and
control
it could be
node
deadly.
controls the door the guys are sitting by, as well as the turret.
Okay. So we would like to.
So you
Have I
can
done
choose
all
to
my
do something
actions?
with
I've done all
either
my
one.
actions. It's new round.
Yeah, it's a new round. You have 3 actions. But the control
so we
node
will
only
try
functions
and-
once because I have to send the signal and then do something. So
Yeah, and
You
it's
can control
a
what you
control
want.
check to try and get control so that I can shut it down or use it in a different way, correct?
the node has a DV that requires you to take control of the net action. Yeah.
Yeah, so I control
node can
first.
only be activated once per turn.
Yeah. Alright.
And once you control it, you can be anywhere in the net and still control it.
Boy. Oh, it's only a 7. How do we go?
I'm trying to see what it gives for DV. Second. Controlled node DV by 2. Control. Okay, let me see what it says. The control node DV. Because it didn't. Offhand? So I'm. Actually, that does it because it's DV6.
Oh, nice.
So let's talk about what we're gonna do.
So
Like now that you have control.
he now controls the node, so he can do whatever action with it he wants as long as he's tracked in.
Yeah, so he would now speak and he would say, "Yeah, man, I have the turret. What say you? Do you want to shut it off or shoot the card people?"
So let's try to me or Seamus, we can go and we can talk, like we can turn the corner and we can go and we can talk to the 2 people that are there playing cards, and when they see that the turret isn't functioning right, maybe you can point the turret at them and we can hold them at gunpoint for information.
Me like that idea.
What do you guys think, Seamus and
You said we did see stuff above these guys' heads. I don't remember if we found out if you said what we saw.
System error.
Okay. I'm
Maybe
okay
I
with
should,
that.
maybe I should talk.
You don't talk very much, Paul.
So we can so here's what we can do. Like me or Seamus, we can go up to them, and hopefully they're not armed because obviously they have a turret there. Maybe they have like a couple of pistols, and like big guy can come in behind us, and like we can say, look, if you don't listen to us, if you don't like, then we can get big boy here to
Now,
punch something.
since the map didn't work, I'm going to try to lay it out a little bit more clearly for you guys, so you kind of plan as well, okay? So it's about 6 to 8 foot across hall, right? That leads into this room where they are, which is probably a good 15, 20 room. Not small, it's a pretty good sized room. It almost looks like it's a waiting room lobby to then go further. Across the hall, that hall then does continue. As long as you are within 6 meters of the node, you can still control it. So you can technically move up to the wall and still fire around the corner and stuff and be within range of your node. Just to lay it out clearly, okay?
Yeah. Good job.
So, that is an option to
Yeah,
participate and help out while still controlling the node. Yep.
The terminal, while they're discussing, he starts walking, but does Seamus stop him when he sees him start moving?
It's up to Seamus.
Well, that's why, I'm asking.
Nope, I think he's too busy talking to
you
the other
didn't-
two.
Well, you guys didn't notice him, so he starts walking.
Nice.
Blackstone,
Right
you
along.
said you're at the front hall. So
Yeah, I'm
you would see
like
terminal heading right for you, down the corner.
Oh, I thought they were.
And I'm like, whoa.
Terminal
what
was
you doing?
So
what you doing?
terminal.
Sorry,
I forget where you
misunderstood
said you were. Blackstone was at the corner
Yes.
where the guys were, like watching the card players.
Oh, I thought he was
And
talking.
Seamus was on the other side of Zid, watching the hall where you guys came, basically being a rear guard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought.
I imagine it's less that Seamus doesn't see you moving and more that like it doesn't register what you're fixing to do because he's talking to Blackstone.
Yeah,
And
I thought the
ahead.
two of them were talking, so that's why he was moving away. But that's fine. If he,
I mean, if they,
No, it's fine. Like
it's
I
up to
was
you guys.
doing I was doing that in RP. Like I was like, hey, where are you going? Like as Blackstone. Like, Turn, what you doing? Like,
I'm gonna talk to them.
okay, Zid. Need
This
you
ought to be
need
good.
you to like. I need you to like, definitely like. If things go to shit, I need you to like, open with that turret.
You just see the slyest smile you've ever seen crack on Zid's face.
And Seamus looks Blackstone directly in the eyes with this with the look, and it's just like things are about to go to shit. He's talking to someone.
hey, you know what? Like your boy wants to punch something. So, you know what? Go for it. How about it?
Right,
And
really bad
Seamus
map.
readies his weapon.
Do they look like they have weapons on them?
Yes,
They do.
they actually look like they have conventional weapons.
Oh, conventional.
Oh, this is so
Man.
great.
And,
So they
and they
have-
have a turret, or they
Standard
think
firearms.
they have a turret.
So and their equipment, what they're wearing, is it what we're wearing more or less, or is it?
Similar. It looks to be slightly different design,
Okay, that's fine.
but
So
it
it's
definitely
not
is similar.
just the weapons are.
Yeah.
Normal.
Bullets.
I guess.
Like metal bullets. Okay.
Yeah. How far away are they from me?
So if you go around the corner,
They might.
probably 30 to 45 feet. depending on how much up the hall you go.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while in game. What did those two? What were the voices say again that I heard?
They were gonna get out of here. Well, there was two lots of voices, right? There were voices from the Great, and then there were voices from these guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So from the Great, what did the voices say they were getting out of there?
The one in the grate was saying that they want to get out of
The facility.
the facility.
Right, but it could have been. I don't know exactly where the voices. It could have been these guys.
No.
No. Oh,
Based on the way the hall has gone and stuff, no. It was wrong side.
Oh,
It should have been the other side.
Right.
And their voices are different than the guys you heard. You at least know it's not the same person.
I'm still gonna do it.
I've had it.
I start going till they see me, but I'm not. I don't have the crossbow up yet. I'm holding it, but it's not pointed up.
Okay, so you're gonna move up. All right. Well, let's have you move up and see what happens.
Got that finger on the trigger there, Zed?
As much as I can do, yeah.
As soon as you move into the room, they both jump and fling themselves against barriers. And the one yells to the other, "Quick, jack in and get that turret in line."
Do you guys know the way out? I've had enough of this place.
We don't care about your filth. I need you to roll a human perception check, Mr. Terminal.
I am going to actually spend 2 luck on that.
Nice.
No, not that it matters.
Oh, burn.
Oh boy.
Something strikes you odd about these guys, but you can't figure it out.
Am I in position to do the same?
No. You're a
Okay.
bit further back.
Actually, do they? I'm looking at them. I see conventional weapons, more or less the same clothes, like similar clothing. Do
Older
they have any? Sorry.
It's an older
looks like-
design, it looks like, than what you have, but similar clothing.
I'm thinking something. I don't know if he will, but I'm gonna say, do they have any visible cyber gear, cyberware?
Do not see any cyberware.
All right. Well, then I'll keep walking up.
Okay. That's going to initiate combat.
So,
Roll
okay,
initiative.
so like, yeah, like I was gonna say, I was gonna turn the corner and come to.
How close did I get? Like, how far away am I now from them?
Well, this isn't accurate, but it's something I can use for now. I'm going to load up. I'm not happy with it, but it'll at least give us something to put everyone on, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm about to pull you guys here. Not at all a parking lot.
Wait till we're done. No, wait. I don't have any explosives. Never mind.
Oh man. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Bye. Why is this aimed everyone wrong now? They were correct and now they're incorrect.
Oh, yeah, that's the original name.
Well, that's the thing. I changed it on everyone's and it
Okay, I'll change it. Yeah.
didn't work. It's frustrating.
I think something that I do on Foundry is once I've put a token on a scene, if I'm going to use that token on a different scene, I copy that token over instead of dragging it from the side each time.
Okay. This, I don't know why it's doing that. Because everyone's correctly configured. I went through and configured all of them. So I'm so puzzled as to why it's not.
I think it generates the token each time that you pull it out.
Okay.
Whereas if you've got it on a different scene and you pull it in, or you copy it and paste it, it's copying from the data of that scene rather than the default data in the
Interesting.
folder.
It should have saved based on the fact that I updated the token.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is just my understanding, and I could be totally wrong, so, you know. But...
Now, are we supposed to see the map? Because was on stream a second ago, but it was just...
yeah,
should the vision's off. That's the other thing I'm trying to fix. So give me a minute.
It'll just take a minute here, yeah.
I'm trying to rebuild the token to see if it can get effect. Okay, now it's doing it correctly. For some reason, it undid the change I had done before. And now I just need to give everyone vision. For some reason, it didn't give everyone. Because who needs, right?
Well, remember that when you set up each map, you can set it that there's auto vision or not.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you. Where's the
Welcome.
that under?
It should be under the, if you right click the scene, configure, and oh god. I really need to be in.
No, it's
in
all
it
good.
to-
It's all good. It's all good.
It's like muscle memory, you know, like
Oh yeah, no, that's why I was just saying. If you remember, great. If not, I mean, I totally get it, man. All right. Is that working? No. It wasn't that.
sometimes we can just reload and have a look.
I thought it was... Oh, it didn't save the changes. Never mind.
Yeah, you've got to click apply or save or...
I did that. So I did global illumination threshold. I thought that was it. But apparently not.
Yeah. All of these things we will...
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have these ironed
have
out.
for
This is our first kind of go round with it. The first time I've been able to actually use this and play and work out the kinks. That's part of the problem, is I've not really had the opportunity to do it before now.
Yeah, no, you're doing well, man. There you go.
Hey, let there be light.
Was that for everyone or just the one?
Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah, I can see it as well.
I can see everybody.
Okay.
I don't know if it should be this way, but just so you're aware, we can also adjust the light and vision on our own tokens.
Oh. Well, that's fine for now.
Well,
I trust you
yeah.
guys to not mess stuff up for now.
Yeah, I was
now.
just letting you know.
All right, so there we go.
I'm gonna have tremor sense.
So, yeah, there you go. So, the white paint on the ground, right? That's kind of the door or the walls. So inside here, inside the area where the car is, that's just the kind of the floor waiting area. And then the store sign back there would be basically where the door is, right? And the two guys are basically ducking for cover behind those signs, which would be barriers. And then let me see if I can find something to be a turret.
The car was a nice turret.
Sort of.
I figured that the turret would be like the yellow piece on the all right.
It was more in the
Yellow.
center.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Where is our path pointing to now? Not that he's really following it.
Door.
To the door was where we're going.
All right,
Well,
we go.
there were two paths. Like it was pointing like straight ahead, or it was pointing towards the.
Yeah.
Like
So
the door.
either saying to basically go down further down the road here. Where's the ping? Where's the ping off?
There it
It's
is.
just hold left.
Just
Click,
hold
click and
left.
hold.
Okay, so this way over here is the path that continues down. That is one of the two directions that your arrow is currently pointing that you can go. The other one is pointing this way through. You can go either direction. Now you guys found the node here where Zid was able to, jack in and take over. It's listed as demon, but that's just like a placeholder for the turret. And the two were playing cards by the door, rushed to the two location. See them at, taking cover.
Great.
Let's fight.
All right. I'm gonna go grab a cough drop or something to try to fix my throat while you guys
Sure.
do your quick battle plan. So give me just a moment.
Yeah.
Is there an actual like initiative roll, or how does that work?
I haven't seen one.
I have no idea.
Gotcha.
So obviously Zid's gonna be just manning the turret, and I can take either net actions or a one body action, so I can potentially take a shot if we're not quite ready for the turret to be employed.
A few more things I'm going to say, but yeah, he's not much of a talker, so they may not listen to him.
They're not much of talkers either, by the sound of things. They're
Yeah, they
jumping
don't.
for cover and reaching for their guns. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure that any talking is no longer going to do any good. So now it's basically just energy and bullets talking.
Yeah, initiative is reflex or ref plus D10.
is it? Okay.
I'm surprised they don't have a button for that.
Oh,
If you
just
click
reflex.
if you click reflex,
Okay, it'll just roll it that way. Gotcha.
well, it gives you the you can add the modifier if you want.
Gotcha.
But there is no, well, unless you had a modifier.
I don't know though.
Oh no, so normally whatever your ref is plus the D10, which it'll roll.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And there are mods of cyber gear and stuff. But... And
I was
think-
just looking for like maybe under the fighting skills section for there to be a
page. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think movement is whatever your move is, double that. I think is your movement in combat. Combat is page 168 if you're interested.
That's one thing I did not read. I read all about character creation, but nothing about combat.
Well, you did, just not in meat space.
Oh yeah, I read a little bit about net running, but I knew it would still be a learning curve. And you guys, thank you for being patient while we went through that. I wasn't sure exactly how that would pan out in game, and I didn't know that it would be like so many things. So maybe I don't know if there's a better way of doing it, but
Yeah, so you move a number of space meters or yards equal to double your move in each turn you can. So yeah, don't expect him to move too fast.
Hoping this will tone down my coughing a little. It's getting out of hand. I just want to play the game. All right. So, first off is initiative.
The Raven said it was just like a reflex roll.
Yeah.
So it's literally just like click reflex and click confirm.
Ha ha ha.
I'm 90% sure that's all it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's. I'm looking at combat now. In the book.
Excuse me. Cool.
Big boy goes first.
To check this would actually answer the other questions. All right.
Wow, 3 of us have the same reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the net runner, you don't expect them to be quick in initiative and meat space. So
I just ref plus F, and then you get 1 move action and 1 action. Move is 1 square per move point. So every move point is 1 square. So that means whatever your move is, that's how many squares. And you can use arrows or WASD to move. You can actually track your movement by hitting those keys. So, all right. Got my head off a little bit trying to focus on all this other stuff and trying to not hack my lungs up. I hate. Appreciate you guys though.
That's fine.
Initiative 4.
are diagonals 2 moves in this?
Check the book. They said it was, but I'd like to verify. Like,
Yeah, because I'm seeing without a grid, or we're playing with a grid. Oh, which could have moving diagonally. Okay, so yeah, diagonals are included.
all right, so they got a 10. Sweet. All right, so how do you initiate? Not in the hat. Know how you initiate the combat.
Okay, so there should be a combat encounters tab, which is the 2 swords up there. So you would go. So there should be like just
No activity.
Yeah, so you should just be able to. I don't know. At the bottom of that, there should be a start encounter or something. Not started. Yeah. See, this is now not started. So now we. So yeah, if there was an initiative button, so on some programs it'll be the initiative, and then then it just auto populates. It looks like this is not going to do that because there's not an initiative actual macro in. So you might have to just drag the tokens in here or something into the fight.
All right.
See.
So yeah, each turn.
No, it did not do that. Whoops.
Is 3 seconds.
Is there a way to just click add to combat? Combat state. Oh, there we go. There we go. I found it.
Nicely done.
Oh, now we can roll initiative.
Yeah, if we're in there, we can hit roll initiative, it looks like.
Cool. Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
So we know that that's the way to do that next time.
Cool. See, we're learning. That's what session 1's for.
So do you want us to do that and just ignore the other rolls?
We can re-roll if you want.
Go for it.
Oh, even better.
Oh, I have a meat initiative or net initiative?
Interesting.
I'm guessing this is a
meat
initiative?
Yeah, me. Whoa. What?
Oh, it's all good.
Oh, I rolled.
Oh,
wow. Okay, we want you to go before them, but oh well. They'll get an attack off.
I'm the poor net runner. I'm...
Well, keep in mind, with what he's done, now their net runner is going to have to try to step through and get to them.
You're right. Okay, I guess I'm going first.
All right, so yeah, terminal is up first. There we go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Okay. 4, Well, I'm gonna go diagonal. Oh, which one is the? Do I think is the net runner?
You're not totally sure since they looked kind of similar to you. They
Oh,
both
'cause I thought
don't
one of
butt
them.
cover.
I thought one of them said to the other, "Get the turret going."
Okay, roll a perception.
Oh, one of those. Okay. Uh, 12.
It happened quickly as they both were running, so you're not totally sure which one it is.
Okay. And I'm just gonna pick that one, and that's my single move. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One. Well, because I have enough movement to get to him. I just don't know about barrier and stuff. I have 4 more movements to get closer to him. Can I reach next to him?
Those lights, you can
Yep.
step easily over those lights. They're just lighted floor panels.
Okay. I'll walk up to him, and I'll say to him, "If you're not going to help us, that means you're going to hinder us, and that's not a good idea."
All right, is that your
Oh,
round?
shit, let's go get your boy.
I thought I had combat carousel on. Guess not. We'll have to get that on. Combat carousel adds everyone's little image token to the top corner of the screen,
Oh,
basically
okay.
underneath the scenes, to show which order everyone's in, so you can see whose turn it is and who's up next.
It's cool.
If you're in the
Yep.
like the combat encounter area, it shows you like it highlights the person whose turn it is right now.
Yeah.
So
So, do you get a move and an attack, or you get one or the
Yes.
other?
No, you get move and attack. You get one of
Okay,
each.
So,
Well, you get one move and one something
On your turn,
else.
you get one move and one other action.
so was speaking terminal's other action, or how does that
I
work?
I did a double move.
Oh, okay.
That was okay. Was it?
I don't know if they allow that.
Oh.
Let's see. Move. Action. Move up to as many yards as your move stat times 2 each turn. 1 square equals 1 move stat. So yeah, it looks
So
like
that
they
means
do
you-
allow double move. At least that's how I'm reading that, is that they allow you to do
Well,
it.
no.
sounds
The first one is without a grid, so that's each space is like, yeah. All attacks.
It
You can
sounds,
move,
it sounds
shoot,
like
move.
this.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'll double check and look over it. For now, we'll just keep moving because we don't want to hold everything up. Time's a ticking.
What kind of cover is he behind? I mean, can I get a shot off at him?
It's basically a
Potentially hit, or is he just
about-
fully behind cover?
Fallout or other games, or look on the left-hand side there. Kind of like one of those concrete barriers behind. There's not in total cover, but he definitely has some cover.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna move up towards terminal and then just pistol out, aiming, and just being ready. Actually, if you can double move, then that was 2.
Okay, actually, you can't. I'm looking. It says your turn equals 1 move plus 1 other action. It doesn't. Well, it doesn't say yes or no. Really, I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe it leaves it up to the DM.
Anyway,
Yep. I'm
We'll
just
leave
waiting
it for now and do that. But yeah. Did you want to move up and take a fire? Do you want to move up and hold an action?
I think that I'm just gonna move up. That should be my. You get what your
Move stat in
movement speed
squares.
is. So I got 7. So I'm just gonna hold there and have the pistol out, just ready to fire if it gets to that point.
Do you want to hold an action that if they open fire, you return fire?
Yeah, if we can do that, then I'll do that.
Yeah, hold action is an action. Hold an action till later in the initiative order. You must choose to specify event to trigger the action, or a specific number in the initiative queue for the action to take place on.
I'll aim at in the direction of the one that Terminal's talking to, and if it becomes combat, actual point of combat, there's blows traded, then I'll start firing at that one.
Okay. And we'll do that. Meters or yards. Each square they're saying is 2 meters, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right, is what they're saying. So if we didn't have a grid, we could move double our move, but in meters or yards. But so each space is 2 meters or 2 yards approximately.
I wanted to get that for the DV calculations that we're going to have to do for ranged attack.
Oh, fun.
Well,
Because I'm probably gonna range attack.
it sounds like just about everyone's going to start ranged attacks, so I just wanted to make sure we had an understanding before we went that route, right?
I mean, maybe they'll surrender.
I
Maybe.
don't think they're wired to
Sure.
surrender.
Well, they may not have a choice in the moment.
So if I
Moment.
understand my weapon better, does that increase the weapon's ability?
It's a good question.
Okay. I'll wait till they do their thing, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do.
Alright, so Seamus done with his turn. So the first guy's gonna go. So the one in front of Terminal hollers over to his friend. Quick, get the turret online! He turns to Terminal and goes for a shot. Seamus, does yours take place as he goes for a shot, or probably after he takes a shot, since...
Yeah, probably after I see or hear that fire.
Makes sense. Alright, sorry about that. Had to pause for a minute as my system decided to hack up some.
Oh, second action, I can run, which is an additional move action.
There you
It's on
go.
the chart.
Alright, so you're right there, so they're gonna have to roll 13.
So what, you rolled or?
Nah, he's coughing.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't have
That's
the
fine.
camera up, that's why. Okay.
It's fine.
I'm looking at my options in combat.
All good, man, all good. And he fires at you, and it just misses your ear
Now, this is the guy behind me or in front of me?
in front of you.
One closest to you.
Oh, he can do that close? Fine.
Mhm.
All right.
He can miss you that close.
Would you rather
Also-
hit you that close?
That's fine. So that I don't have to roll against it. He missed automatically.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm not that big of a target. am I?
Rate of fire.
Liar.
Rate of fire 2.
Oh, I want one. Well, I don't want that guy. So
Fire again.
Ooh.
It's a better roll.
17. That hits.
Can I can't evade it or anything?
Well, depends on what your evade status is. Reflex.
I could roll higher than 17.
No. Well, it's
No.
a specific
Oh.
thing.
Oh.
Shooting, you go against a static DV unless the target has I believe it's a reflex 8, which allows you to
I
take the
dropped
evade
it
action.
I dropped it to a 7. I figured, let me change things up, and I dropped it to a 7.
If I remember correctly, Defender's Dex plus Evasion skill. Defender must have a ref of 8 or higher to choose to attempt to dodge a ranged attack.
If I had known, I would have left it. Oh well.
Alright, so that's a hit, and that's 3d6.
Ooh.
That's gonna hurt.
Well,
Ooh.
no 6s,
Yeah.
13 damage. Blast right into our lovely friend Terminal.
That's not automatic then?
What's not automatic?
The damage, I guess.
Well, it's automatic damage, but since you
No,
don't...
sorry. Automatic to the character. I have to do it manually.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because I forgot to target. Sorry. I should have selected target first, and then it would have... I forgot about that. Sorry.
That's okay. Nah, don't worry. That didn't. I'm fine. It's a scratch.
That's me forgetting to do things. Still trying to learn it. Sorry.
Oh, well, we're all
Alright.
trying to learn.
Mm-hmm. So that's his turn. The other guy's going to go into the net.
So can I take my shot at him?
Yes, you can.
There is on my fight tab with the heavy energy pistol. I can click heavy energy pistol, and then there's like a fist and a droplet I can do.
Fist is attack, and then the droplet is damage. But you can also
Yeah.
click on the dice roll itself. There'll be a drop as well to do damage.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So under fight, you actually do see your heavy weapon, and that's where you can actually interact with it. And yeah, you can straight up just hit roll, and it
18.
will pop up. There you go.
Ooh.
That hits. I believe, because you are not more than 20 yards away, or 13 yards away. Yeah, no, you're not.
5 damage.
Cool.
Nice.
Keep in mind your rate of fire is what?
Oh, it's 2, so I get to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, only if you want to.
All right.
I'm not going to make you take that opportunity, but I'm
Well,
going to let
on
you
that one.
choose. That's a miss.
Okay.
DV is 15 for 7 yards. I think that's the range you are, is 7 to 12. Yeah, 10 meters.
Yeah, he's 10.
So yeah. That's your DV 15 is what you want to hit.
meet the real me now?
Got it.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
We are the Emperor's
So
chosen.
now it's the other guy's turn, and he jacks into the net and does something. None of you are there, so you can't tell. Zid might be able to soon.
Maybe.
Combat tracker. Blackstone's up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So like the two dots, well, so the two lights that are above me, I can't run like straight through it. That's where the wall is. So I have
Yeah.
to actually do. Okay. So I have to.
Like I said, sorry I didn't get the actual map built like I wanted.
Oh no, that's fine. So my move is 5. That means I can move 10 squares, right?
5 squares. Unless
Okay,
you
so
double
1,
move.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm gonna go after the net runner. I'm going to fire shot.
Let's do it.
You said I like with the heavy energy pistol I get 2 attack rolls. Yeah, rate of fire 2. Okay.
I
Damage
think all
3d6.
your weapons except for mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll say right on there what rate of fire is.
So do I roll with like my handgun skill?
So if you have your sheet open,
I do.
under fight, you can actually see your actual item. You can actually just click the roll an attack.
Oh.
And if you actually want to select him as a target when you roll the damage, it should automatically put the damage on him.
Pain combatant. So the second one in the okay.
How do you select them as a target?
So under your left-hand side there, you have that little panel of controls. There's the select a token, and then there's the circle, which is select a target. And then you have measure distance.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
So if you use that circle, you can select him as a
Token
target.
controls, select token. Okay, I think I got it.
It'll show little like arrows pointing at him if you have him selected. You can see who your target is. Pretty.
Damn. Oh, okay. I see. Hang on. So if I right click on myself, I get like lots of things.
Yeah, those are quick
but if I
access option.
But if I right click on the combatant that I want to hit, I don't get anything.
Do you not even get the
It's
circles?
never mind. Okay, I see it. I see
should
it
see,
now.
like,
Sorry, I got it.
Target.
Yeah, I see the.
Okay, cool,
I see
cool.
the target. All right, so and now I roll for my character sheet, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I roll handgun, or do I roll from the gear area?
Either one. Like if you just go down to the fight
Okay.
section under your skills, the gun's
Oh, I'm
actually
down.
equipped
I'm
and it's
looking at
there,
it. Yeah, here it is, right here. I got it.
and you can roll from either one. That's usually quicker.
What's
access.
the droplet?
The droplet is damage.
Damage.
So you do the hand
Okay.
first for your attack, and if your attack succeeds, you get to roll damage.
So if I want to aim, like, is that like a?
You can do an aim shot. It means you're taking a -8 and you're selecting where you want to hit.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with just.
You have a DV.
attacking. Okay.
Yeah, your DV is 15.
Did you say a -8?
-8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
I mean,
if you do
there's like
hit,
cyberware that.
yeah, but if you hit, you do. I think it's like 4 times the amount of damage to the head.
Yeah, it's like a called
because
shot,
you're usually gonna go for the head.
right? It's a called shot.
Yeah, basically, it's called shot.
Okay.
Never mind, it's not 4. It's times 2. Directly to the head.
All right, so here we go.
So yeah, there's a whole section about what happens when you aim.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice, that hits.
Okay.
So now you can roll your damage from the same area, and since you haven't targeted, it should automatically take the damage off.
Okay.
Hopefully. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You just critted him.
Yes.
You just crit him. And it didn't take it off. So, not only is he dead,
Oh shit.
but he also has an injury.
I'll fix him up later.
Let's see, critical
Not
injuries
only
table.
is he dead.
So, basically at this point, if he wasn't dead, what we'd do is we'd roll and see if you hit him in the head or the body. And then we'd roll a critical injury for him.
We should do that just for fun.
Sure. Where is the injury?
Just so we know how it works.
Yeah, no, I get that. I believe it's 2d6 is what you roll to determine head or body. And I don't remember what the numbers were for each one. If you guys find that, like,
Punk, red, critical. chart.
Whenever 2 or more d6s are rolled and melee range come up, you inflict a critical injury. Critical injury deals a bonus 5 damage straight to the target's HP. Roll 2d6 on the critical injury table for the area you've successfully crit, dealing crit injury plus 5 damage. How do we know if it's the head or body? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. How do we know if it's head or body?
It's the body because he never.
Because he didn't aim? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't it say you rolled a 2d6 to target?
Well, it's
to
rolled
see which-
2d6 to see what the critical injury is. I thought it was to determine if it's head or body. Doesn't say. So you know what? Let's, for now, we'll play kicks and giggles. Roll a d10.
Okay. 1d10.
Yeah. And basically, if it's a 8, 9, or 10, we'll say it's a head.
Okay.
Just because the body's bigger, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll look and
Body.
try to figure out what it is. All right. So then we would roll a body critical injury, which is here. We would get a
Broken arm.
So now you can click the broken arm, and you can actually drag and drop that little token from there onto the
Oh,
character.
that's so cool.
I lack permission.
Oh, I
If he
don't.
clicks, no, you don't. So underneath his damage, the 16 there, it says apply damage to the following tokens. Can he click that? Can someone click it? Maybe that will apply it. Actually,
It should, but it's
not letting me. So
not letting me do anything either. Apply damage to following token, but it doesn't actually seem to have worked. I don't know why. We'll have to look into that. But just to be clear, so everyone knows what that is, unusable arm. Drop what it is holding. You basically just blasted his arm into oblivion, and it's totally spaghetti.
Nice.
Was that the one that he was using to jack in?
Yeah. And so he not only busted arm, he falls over dead.
Sweet.
That is epic. Well done. What a hit.
So you guys see
So,
Blackstone move in here, just blah, and the guy just like flag. He's gone.
so Zed won't
So-
see him.
so I have a question. Since Netrunner is like, can I call out to Zid and say, hey, Netrunner's down? So,
Yeah.
Should
You
we-
also have a rate of fire too, so you could shoot the other guy if you
Oh.
wanted.
fuck yeah, let's do that.
I mean-
Can he do it again?
I won't make you, but
Fucking
I'll
do
let you.
I will make you.
Alright, so,
The guy that wanted to get information out of him
yeah.
shot one guy and destroyed him. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is mine. I'm
Fine.
doing this now.
You're not giving me info, I'll give you death. Oh, that's a hit.
Wow. Well. Alright.
I'm
Oh!
dancing.
nearly,
I'm really good
nearly
at
again.
this.
My, oh my.
If that 5 was a 6, that would have been a crit.
Yeah, because it's rate of fire too, so that means you get to fire twice.
Yeah.
3d6 damage. Oof. That guy's down
Might
too.
be a short-
Plah.
I might be a sharpshooter.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
let's let
So-
you guys realize he's standing in front of this guy, and both of you shot him. He's been looking for a target. He was giving his target a chance to talk, and you guys destroyed him. Now he has no
Okay.
target.
Let's
Should have
see
let
now-
one of us talk.
Let's see, like you're unfortunate. The choice that you made, the choice that you made. You went in there, you initiated all of this, and then you were first to act, and you took 2 movements to go up and confront him straight away. You talked. You didn't take a shot. So,
I was
that
giving him a chance to help us. I was going to then do this, and he reaches down and picks him up, turns around to where the other guy was. Now he's a human shield. or was, and tosses him down.
I mean, technically, you could still use him as a shield. There's rules for that.
Well, I know that's what he was doing.
Rules for that.
But this our meat shield exists for a reason.
Yeah, no,
There's no
there
target.
is straight up rules for using a dead or alive person as a human shield. There is rules for that.
So I do have a question. Obviously, my turn is over. Is there a way to like do anything with the turret? Like, can I examine it? Like, scavenge it? Anything?
Sure. It's going to take you 5 minutes to deactivate, and then you
Okay.
could work on basically packing it up and shipping it out. But it is a 5-minute procedure using, well, you could technically have your friend Zid try to improve your chances by just already having it powered down and turn it off since he's already jacked in. Otherwise, it's going to take 5 minutes.
Zid, is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I'm on.
I just call back and say, hey Zid, can you turn this damn thing off now that we don't have anybody to kill?
I'll see what I can do, Choom.
Just to keep in mind, Zid was able to see all of this through the turret's optic. If you want it.
Zid's just chuckling to himself. I think he's like, he's heard about Blackstone, but he didn't know till today. Just what a kick-ass guy Blackstone is.
I do the little like flip with my finger and like roll it up and like put it in my holster or whatever.
It's Blackstone negotiates like Fifth Element negotiations.
So I'll need a control check for that.
No, you already took over. The control check is if you can take control.
Oh,
You already have control. You can just
already have control.
use the control
Alright,
node.
So what I'll do, right? I'll just like have it swivel around, like just do a once off, just swivel it around and
Nice.
Cool. I would very much like to see what makes this thing tick. I've probably seen it before.
So,
Very
Yeah.
pleased with the successful combat.
now you are able to decouple it potentially from the network, but you do know that you are going to have to get a network back online, connect it, and if you want it to be automated, you actually have to install a daemon.
Okay.
A daemon is like a very basic AI. It's not a true AI that basically will activate control node. That's their job.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything for?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
Well, that's what I was looking at.
Okay. So
Mm.
let's see.
So far, I'm thinking basic tech, but seeing if something
Yeah,
fits
that's what I was-
better.
Okay. Sure.
I could see electronic security as well, potentially.
Or weaponsmith, or weapon tech rather.
Let's go either weapon tech or we'll go with your maker ability. I could see either one being you.
So fabrication. Well, it'd be field expertise, right? Or would it be fabrication?
I could see either one being you.
Okay. So my field expertise is a 3. But I can't use my weapons tech is a 6 with a base of 14, but I can attach luck to weapons tech. So I think I'm gonna roll weapons tech. And I'm gonna blow the last 3 luck.
Only if you want to turret with you.
I would very much like to take a turret with me.
And how are you going to carry the turret?
Very carefully.
Ooh,
That'll succeed.
That's a big roll.
Yeah, that is a very good. That gets you in the heroic tier. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you're able to shut this thing down, kind of fold it up a bit, getting into kind of a undeployed package, as it were.
Mhm.
So if you want to go on your undeployed turret.
Yeah. So this will come in handy for later. Can never have too many guns in a firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Keep in
of guns, I
mind,
want to see what
it's
Well,
it's
yeah,
the turret itself is a heavy SMG
Mhm.
on a platform to hold it and fire it, right? So
Yeah.
you could essentially try to take the SMG off on, and you are, like I said, a network to get it back online. So it's not like you can just drop it somewhere and just
Sure.
get it up and running. I just want to make sure it's
let it-
clear to
yeah.
everyone watching everything that, like, I'm not giving you just an extra heavy SMG right now that you can just deploy and have fun with. It's going to take work to actually try to be able to do something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Zid and I would have to like team up to get this thing in a usable state.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Worst case, like if something happens to Zid and he's unavailable when I need it, I presume that I can like figure out like how to take it apart and use the SMG
Yeah.
by itself.
You could probably
Okay, that's
start
fine.
and do that.
Sounds good.
So how long did that
let's
take for them to do that?
And that
5
probably took them a
minutes.
couple minutes.
And I think, Seamus and I are probably going to be going through the bodies and
Yeah.
seeing if they had anything other than those two weapons.
To be fair, I'm going to be going through the pockets. You're welcome to go through the bodies if you want, since you're the surgeon, but I'm going to go through the
Well,
pockets.
I need a knife first. Well, I guess I could just rip them up. No.
So,
They might
Are
have
there-
a
are we-
subdermal pocket. I can go through a subdermal pocket.
I mean, are they like? Can we tell if they have cyberware? Now that we're up here.
Well, I'll let our good friend here, Doctor, do a check. It's the previous one. Now he's giving a closer look at these guys.
All right. So, what am I going to roll? Just a perception or more medical?
Either you can do whichever one you want, either surgery or medical skill. Basically, one of your roll abilities or human perception.
Surgery it is.
I was actually hoping that when Zid there succeeding, 'cause that would have been fun to have this thing blast you all.
Oh no, that's the reason why I wanted him to push.
He has a 14 to hit, and a heavy SMG has 40 basic bullets. So it would have sat there just having fun.
Well, I wouldn't have gone in unless we had the control over.
Yeah. If Zid had ended up jacking out, we would have avoided this. We would have
Oh,
just
yeah.
moved forward.
He's not that smart, but he's not that stupid either. So
Yeah, no, I get that. Jeez. It
he,
would've
he
made
knows what
things
bullets
funny.
do.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
What
which
time are we going till?
We are about to wrap up here. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
that's what I
finish
was
up this details and get you guys your stuff. That's a 5. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget items
Sure.
or details so that people aren't, like, oh, but what happened to the thing I don't fully recall? That's all. But yeah, we're wrapping up here pretty quick.
Right.
All right, so there we go. The turret is on your character sheet now. All right.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
The other items that are there is a basic heavy pistol. Yeah. Poor quality heavy pistol.
Okay.
And the If it's a poor quality, yes.
Seamus can take one, and I think the other one will go to Blackstone.
It's up to you
Sure.
guys.
I'd be okay with the medium.
I'm fine with the heavy. I know how to use the heavies.
Well, with those amazing rolls, we think you're an expert sharpshooter.
So do I.
That was pretty impressive.
I just look at them and give a wink.
It is not a common day that the rumor mill underplays your ability.
I just use these to do what they do.
Now,
Cool.
I will say when you pick them up, you get a little message saying contraband detected.
Ooh.
So you know that you don't want to travel around your area too much. Good burner unwanted.
Including the turret.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean you can't stash them somewhere,
Sure.
which isn't a terrible idea to have backup gear. I'm just saying you do know that that is the case. So, all right, and there we go.
Right.
So before jacking out, I take it Zid opens the door, and Zid, I'm going ahead and move it. You guys, basically, after all that, meet up here. You can check on your character sheets. I dropped the items on your sheets that you harvested from the guys. I figured you didn't want their riddled outfits that look out of date,
No.
not high quality. But that is where
Did they
we'll call
have?
it.
I was wondering, 23 on the surgery rolls.
They have no cybernetics. However, you find that they are very mutated human. Oh. So with that roll, you actually find out that they are very mutated human beings. So they are human-ish, but they are also very mutated.
Probably why they didn't want to talk to us.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you know that there's some form of mutations around here. How, what, why, you don't know. But you know they exist. And you know at least these ones were not very polite or friendly.
Indeed.
However, the arrow now points to go forward. Have completed part of your mission. And that's where we'll pick up next time as you guys press on to figure out where this node is, what must be done, where in the world are you, and where's your stuff? Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all had fun. Any final remarks from the lovely crew?
Thanks for running it.
thank
I'm
you very
enjoying
much.
getting to learn and figuring out what's going on. I think as we go, and I mean I can't speak for the rest of you guys, but as we go, the more I get into the system, like the more I'm gonna enjoy it. I already enjoyed tonight's session, so once the rules start flowing a little faster, then I think I'm gonna get into this a lot more.
Yeah. And that's the
Can't
thing,
wait
like,
to hit something.
Well, I'm
Alright,
supposed to be the talker. You should have let me do the talking.
Yeah, but
Hey,
remember, he did tell you he's been looking. He wants a target, and he was trying to figure out if these were targets. And if you had given him 5 seconds, well, 3 seconds, technically, each turn is 3 seconds, he would have taken one as a target.
It's alright. Well, we're learning.
all right.
Thank you so much for running. It's been fantastic.
Certainly. Thank you all so much for being willing to put the effort in to make it awesome. I couldn't have done it without you guys. It really is a group effort, and I'm looking forward to more of this and seeing it to uncover a lovely mystery here. It was so close tonight to one of you getting to, two of you at different times, getting to find out some more details about what things mean, but save that for next time. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. To mention, next Saturday still works. I know once a month you have your other thing.
Yeah, I think our next one is in February at some time.
All right.
So I'll get that. I think it's like the 17th or something like that. It's way out. So
Cool. I just want to double check. Then we will see you all here next week, the 28th, at the same time, same channel, same fun. Until then, enjoy the story. We'll see you guys next time.